I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones.
Rock bottom make a man and some pressure make a gemstone. Trying to put a dollar to my name like Creflo. Niger boy, late to the game, it's in the blood flow. And I'm from the south, it's thick skin and tough bone. Big attitude through big lips with gusto. Trust no kings, that's why they tried to crush souls. But it's IGBO, when the dust blow, this old head be standing there. No silver, just gold. Crack no books on the hustle, I was born to grind. Yo, scared of your potential, I'm adorned with mine. 30 times around the sun, man, of course I shine. My legacy will not dwarf with time. And in my daughter's eyes, it's basic, I must not say quit. Every day sees a present like a Rob St. Nick. Walk a fine line between tenacious and patient. I can't slip, I'm fighting clocks and they can't win.
I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Who that soldier in the mirror? Oh, oh. I'm gonna turn all of my stones.
Impeccably I flow, hardest raps you know, breaking status quo, reaping what I sow, artistry like Van Gogh. Get it from my mama, hip so thick that I need tempo. Personality, spicy body banging like a bongo. Cause black women been it since Timbuktu and Sparrows. Sponge rollers and hot combs, lips, cheeks and brow bones. If you ain't for the culture, then please stay out of my zone. These little dummy rappers could never grace like headphones. See, I'm from a place in space where ain't no storytelling, you just had to have been there. If you want the battle, ain't no problem, say where. I got so much experience, I can't even play fair. But I'ma keep evolving and growing and hurting feelings and showing. You need endurance to go in, I got mileage on this pen. I've been busy cause I've been out here schooling all these kids. Took 3 decades to have this glow up that I did.
I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Who that soldier in the mirror? Oh, oh. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. Turn all of my
know you guys were checking shoes last night to see if he was barefoot. Is that still the case? Is he barefoot? Because I know on Facebook somebody posted a picture of these could be his shoes, or is that so he is presumed to be barefoot at this point?
What I can say is that his mom says all of his shoes are accounted for at the house. I'm not going to say that he's barefoot.
All right.
Allegedly!
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. Here's a brief disclaimer for tonight's show. Let's watch.
That's ignorant! Allegedly, that's ignorant! Ignorant.
Judgment, Aslı.
Boy, you read my thoughts. You've got the shinin.
You mean shining?
Shh! You wanna get sued?
Judgment, Aslı.
You just use that shin of yours to call me and I'll come a running.
Sorry for what?
But don't be reading my mind between 4 and 5. That's Willie's time.
Hey, yo, boss. I love it when he does that.
Let's watch.
Don't get me back to good bullshit.
Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. And it's so good to be here with you guys today. Thanks for joining in the conversation. We have a lot to get into today because, you know, it really still boggles my mind that Seth had no knowledge of what was going on in Chris and Katie's house. And, you know, typically you try not to encroach or, you know, in cringe, I almost said, because it is cringy. You don't want to tell people what to do in their own house, and especially if it's your ex, you know, let them be and do their thing, right? But when your kids are living there, right, and your kids are around the people that you don't know, that's kind of scary. It's a very scary concept, and something I had to get used to myself, going through a divorce, because I no longer had any say so of who was being brought around my daughter, and it's a very awful place to be. But then to find out after your child poof disappears that DCS was involved so heavily 5 times in the span of about 14 months. And then not only that, you hear it publicly on a podcast. Guys, I have the utmost respect for Seth. He is a good friend. I consider him a good friend of mine, and I care a great deal for him. So in no way am I trying to disparage him or disrespect him at all, but they were very disrespectful to him. This whole situation, DCS, Tennessee, DCS, horribly disrespectful to a parent, and Katie, horribly disrespectful to the parenting plan, the courts. Just do whatever you want to do and hide this information, right? But really, when the state becomes involved, they're the ones that are assuming responsibility, no? I mean, then again, Katie didn't take her responsibility or her vows seriously, right? So what do we expect out of her? But if the state is coming in and they're saying they could do so much of a better job in raising our kids and telling us how to live our lives, then maybe they should do better, and maybe they should be held to a higher standard. Am I wrong? But to hear about it publicly on a podcast, wow, that has got to be, a big slap in the face or a water in the face that I've ever seen. So we're going to get into it. Chuchi, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. And Gail is here. Hey, Gail, so good to see you. And thank you, Chuchi, for putting in the disclaimers. Guys, we talk about serious subjects here. Hey, Mama, thank you for hitting the like. We talk about serious subjects here, right? We talk about subjects that not a lot of other people are going to want to talk about. And that's okay. That's our prerogative. Hey, KJ Mac, good to see you. But it is a mature audience. Now, some things, of course, I would talk to the kids about, especially when we talk about the Sharilla case. If you have a high schooler, they're getting into relationships, I think it's a good time to have that discussion. We can rely on the school to do a lot of that stuff too, I guess, but it's really important to have an open line of conversation, in my opinion. Hey, PTSD. And also, I want to say disclaimer before we start the show, because I'm not a perfect parent. Nobody's a perfect parent out there. And so I just also want to say that too. So everybody's doing their best. But the way things went down, I would be not doing this case any justice if I didn't bring up these injustices that were suffered because of Chris and Katie and their lack of accountability and self-awareness, because they were the ones that should have been telling what was going on in their home and having that conversation with Seth. They had no problem having a conversation about Sebastian leaving and them sending him away. Yet they skate accountability for what's going on in their home, because CPS doesn't get called on the child. Last time I checked, they get called on the parents. Newsflash. Wake up, guys. Wake up. Because, I wasn't going live back at this time. I was not going live at this time at all. I didn't have a voice to talk like this on this subject. But at the time, I was sitting there, very new, like the same month, started making videos on YouTube. And I'm like, this is absolutely wild that CPS did not contact Seth. I watched the Caitlin Miller interview, because that's who's interviewing, Fox 17. And they catch Seth after meeting with Chris and Katie from the TBI. So we're going to go over that interview. Valley Gal, so good to see you. And also Jilly is here. Hey, Jilly. Robini. Hey, Robini. I also wanted to ask you, I have not been able to find that picture of the salt near Juliana's feet, or whatever white substance was near her feet. But I'm glad you're here. John Emery, so good to see you. So, here's the thing. We're dealing with a father who had joint 50-50 custody of Sebastian, right? So that means that both parents have equal custodial rights. And then the child is staying because, in my opinion, it's not fair to have the children or child bouncing all over the place, right? It's nice for them to have the stability of one household, and then maybe every other weekend. And then, I believe in a more relaxed schedule, as long as both parents are, good parents, and extra supervision doesn't have to be required. But that was the arrangement. So the minute that CPS found this out, they should have notified Seth immediately, but they didn't. So that's where they dropped the ball, and that's the first time and not the last time. Many balls have been dropped, right? They have been. And who's being held accountable? Hello, Lisa King. Good to see you. Because it sure as hell isn't Chris or Katie or DCS, because nothing has come about and come out of it. Hey, Doodle Mom, good to see you. And thank you so much, Doodle Mom. That's so sweet of you guys. I'm so glad you like the intro. I like to keep it, lively and get you guys pumped up. It gets me pumped up. So I do need to do a new one, though, probably, because it's been the same one. But if you guys like it, I'm glad. I appreciate it. Thank you, Doodle Mom. And the little ignorant allegedly. I have to put that right after Craddock's statement. Because it's confusing, right? But then again, that's the most straightforward we've ever seen him be about this case. So I think it's worth mentioning, worth having it up. Right. Well, and that's you're right, Sam. CP was trying to tell Seth how to run his home. So I don't know, and you guys can chime in, but I don't know. I would probably look at someone like they had lost their mind if they told me that I had to punish my child for what they did over at the other household. Now, if it's something really, really bad, maybe I can see that, right? Like if it's something that everybody's aware of and it was something at school or something happened, I can see there being some co-parenting situation that would, cause them to get together, right? And cause them to have to become a united force against the kids, because kids do, make no mistake about it, play the parents because they can, because it's willy-nilly. It's this household, it's this household. What kid isn't going to take advantage of that? I mean, we took advantage of our parents in that way. Like, who's the easier parent? We wanted to go out and do something, right? Who's the easier parent to ask first? That's how I would play it. I mean, my parents were married the whole time that my mother was alive. So, it's like, who do I go to first? Who's going to let me go to Great America, as an example, right? So, shame on CPS in Tennessee, Doodle Mom. I mean, that's what it comes down to, right? I know I've been trying so hard to say DCS because I'm trying to get it right. But CPS is like what everybody knows, because they call it different things. DFAX, some places call it. DCFS, some places call it. So, and Gail, we're talking about the schools, and the reason that I keep on coming back to CPS also is because of the corruption, and because they don't mind having kids sleeping in office buildings on air mattresses, and they don't mind. They're trying to cover it up, as a matter of fact. So that's, again, we talked about how much money each child gets them. I think that's a very big part of this, right? It's always about money, especially when it comes to higher ups, in my opinion. So Thank you, Lisa King. Yeah. And, and people in the area need to understand too, because it could happen to anybody. So if you're divorced in the area and CPS is called to the location and it's not your residence, you might not know that somebody's involved, CPS is involved with your child. Again, hello. We need to do something about that, because that's not just an isolated incident to Seth. It's not like they thought, all right, we're going to pick Seth out of the bunch, right? And we're going to pick on him. They're not doing that, in my opinion. Maybe they are, but in my opinion, they're not. It's a problem. It's a systematic problem. It's not about if a person likes the parent. Yeah, the system is made to protect and they failed Sebastian. Yeah, right. He's the caring parent, failed terribly, and he is not the only one. That part. Yeah, he's not the only one, Sam, and I guarantee it. Many families are probably dealing with this, and how scary is it? So, let me ask you guys this. Do you think Katie might have told them that Chris is his father and not his stepfather? Did they play CPS? In other words, you know? So I'm just wondering. Hey Marion, good to see you, hon. You're okay. You're not late. We're just getting started. I'm just going on a little rant before we get started. Before we get started. Was looking at it on my big screen. Yeah, well, I know, and see, that's the thing. I was trying to find it again, and I couldn't. And I couldn't, Rob Beanie. I was looking all over because I'm curious. They did not show her feet at all. They were completely blurred out. I probably just need to email Gerald over there at where he saw the picture. I don't blame them for not showing us. You know what I mean? It's so sad. I hate that we have to be curious about that. That's what's sad about it. I'm glad that we are curious, because we're going to ask the questions to help find her, right? Or help find out what happened to her. But nevertheless, I hate that we have to examine that. I wouldn't want to be on display like that. Poor girl. Don't change the intro, says Doodle Mom. Okay, I won't. This one goes out to Doodle Mom. Well, CP and KP told them that Seth wasn't in the picture. I mean, Siebert, that's what I'm thinking, right? I mean, maybe we should do a poll. I don't know. And you guys let me know what you think, because we don't know for sure. So it's not like if you say, Lady Freedom, I think this, I can't, I'm not going to be like, you're wrong, because I don't know, right? We don't know what exactly happened here. But it's just peculiar, because it's over and over and over. It's not one hidden CPS report, right? That might not be something to raise eyebrows about. We might be like, okay, well, poor Seth, that sucks. There was CPS involvement, before Sebastian went, missing, air quotes. And that sucks that he had to hear about it on a podcast, right? One, okay, is I'm giving leeway for. I might even give a leeway for 2. But I'm not going to give a leeway for 3 and 4 and 5 that's still open. 1's still open. We're not giving leeway for that, right? Because that's not explained away very easily. But I wonder if she did just say, this is my husband, Chris, and let the lady assume that they're the parents. I mean, look at Ken Widener. He was talking about the parents, as in Chris and Katie, in the beginning. Oh, I'm going to go over and meet with the parents like I always do. The parents? Is Seth going to be there? Because he's Sebastian's parent. Like, literally his biological dad. 50-50 custody, dad. Goes to see him every other weekend like clockwork, and Seth makes sure of it, dad. Moving from California to be in Tennessee where they decided to move, dad. It's a whole ass dad. And how did they not give him any information? Right? They were just trying to pass him off. So were they telling CPS? This is another question I have. And obviously there's no right answer, again, because we don't know. But they're pushing him off on Seth and saying, go live with your dad. You're going to go live with your dad. We're going to see if he can, if he doesn't mind if you go live with him. And Seth just thinks he's coming to live with them because there's some things going on. Like, he's aware, but he's not aware of the CPS stuff. So my question is what were they telling CPS this whole time? When another, report comes in and another report comes in, and then they're getting a referral from CPS to Bledsoe Youth Academy. And Seth says no. But if Seth would have said yes, would he had to have signed the paperwork to get Sebastian into Bledsoe, or would that have been something altogether different? So again, how long were they playing CPS? Because it does seem like they were playing them. Yeah, it is apparent things were being done behind Seth's back without his knowledge. Yeah, and it sucks you have to hear about it like that. They're manipulating the situation. You think Sam says she thinks that they were manipulating the situation. Yeah, the whole system does need to be reformed. Yeah, okay, so reformed, excuse me. Yes. And Chuchi, yeah, DCYS, right? And I remember that from Harmony Montgomery's case, you know. Didn't Seth say that it was what he was told, that they told CPS he wasn't involved in his life? That may have been said, Robini. That's very possible. Um, I've been trying to get everything together, and when I found this shorter interview, I was like, "Oh, this is a good one that we can watch and talk about." Um, before we listen to Seth again, because I think we're kind of in that same time frame. Um, but yeah, this was a big moment. And I think I made like a short video about it where he came out and said, I didn't know anything about this and just learned of it, and that was after speaking with the TBI. This is back when they were telling Seth that the Nick Barris video was a trash truck. That's back, we're still kind of going back to that spot. Um, wouldn't CPS communicate with the school? The school knew Seth was involved unless CPS wasn't called each time by the school. Yeah, I don't know who called, Catherine, and that's a good question too that we just don't know. Who actually was doing the reporting, right? Because here's the thing about Tennessee, everyone's a mandated reporter. So I heard a little bit that the neighbors were doing it. Now, again, they moved into that house in the fall of 2022. They moved into Stafford Court, and that neighborhood is so small and so quiet and so nosy, in my opinion. I'm sorry, they are. I couldn't even film in the area without that lady coming out and yelling at me. Let's just put it that way, right? I mean, if you stay in your car, but if you get out, people know. Right. And I don't know if it was quite that way back then. I'm sure people are on higher alert. Right. And that's understandable. I stuck out like a sore thumb because I was wearing Sebastian's missing information all over, the hoodie and the whole nine. So with that being said, yeah, I can see the neighbors hearing Chris in the driveway. Come get your R word, son. Come, I don't even know if what he actually said, but that's what's been alleged. That there were arguments and people that were around them could hear it. Right? It's just how it goes. If you live next door to somebody, you can hear them especially if they're really getting with it, or having a knockdown drag out in the which I don't think it was that bad. I think it was what Chris was actually saying that was offensive. And we know how offensive he can be, right? So I'm thinking maybe it was a mixture of the school, the neighbors, because he does reference the time that Sebastian went to school and he showed or told his teacher something, right? So Christmas one, you would think so. And again, I do want to say that I think if with the 50-50 custody arrangement, they should have to mandatory. Well, I think it doesn't. I think it even really shouldn't matter, because if Sebastian is spending some time, right, like every other weekend consistently at another parent's house, then that parent should be looked into as well, right, to make sure. And especially if the other parents are saying we don't want him to live with us anymore, because obviously CPS was very aware of that, because the only way they could have gotten a referral to Bledsoe Youth Academy is through CPS. That's the only way. Unequivocally the only way. Um yeah, and I agree with the birth certificate as well. Um I agree with the birth certificate. Um And I also think, again, that Katie should have said something to Seth about it, right? Like, it's gotten so bad, especially if they're willing to say it's gotten so bad. But see, the thing is they want to blame Sebastian. They didn't want the blame placed on them. And again, CPS doesn't get called on the children. CPS gets called on the parents. So right there, they just wanted to escape the accountability. Well, hey Libra, good to see you. Thank you for being here. I will. You want me to email it to you? Or I could drop it here too. I'm going to play a little bit of this interview, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on it too. I just thought maybe Sebastian was trying to be pushed to Seth before CP was removed from the home or even looked at, but after he was forced to be out his home, was it too late? Well, and that's what I'm wondering too, Sam. And I think that's why it's so important to go over these, interviews in the beginning, because of course some of this was coming to the surface, but also, really examining what was going on in their home, because Chris liked to have bragged about it, but that's a very narcissistic trait, right? Like, they like to brag, and even if they lost something, they're going to say that they won it, right? Because their ego is too fragile to understand that they screwed it up, right? And just say, I screwed up, own it, and then move on. They're so fragile that they can't admit it. And we've seen this so many times. I mean, it's like all you have to do is turn on YouTube and you find it everywhere. People skating accountability, people not wanting to own up to their actions. So I think it's a lot of that. It's a lot of the fact that they just wanted to, they wanted everybody to shut up about it. And Chris was madder than a hornet that anybody was even talking about it, but he's the one that brought it up. But then again, I think JLR was doing some digging, right? JLR was definitely doing some digging. And also, Josh from the lab came up on Smiley Stories, and he was talking about it, right? And asking Chris directly, just asking directly. So he was getting really pissed because people were asking him about it. And then he told Nancy Grace that it was a CPS service call, as if they were coming out to actually service his refrigerator or something. Yeah, they're just, and the thing is they haven't really spoke out a whole lot. Like Sweetie Pilo got a really great interview, but it's on a members only, so I feel disrespectful playing it, but in the same way, there's been TikTok clips of it, and I played those too. So, hey Liberty, good to see you. Well, yeah, and that's the thing, Sam. She's over there acting like Miss Country Belle, sweet little Country Belle, and she's not. She's anything but that. Katie is whoever is, that's one way that she almost does read the room in a way when she doesn't read the room at all. But in a small way, she does in that regard, right? Like who she's talking to, she's mirroring their actions and the way they talk, their mannerisms. Yeah, I mean, and she thought she was fooling people, and in with all due respect, she fooled the sheriff's department. She fooled Eric Craddock. She fooled Ken Widener. She fooled them all because they were all under the assumption that Sebastian walked off. And who was feeding them that narrative? Chris and Katie Proudfoot were feeding the police the narrative. So drive safe, Liberty. Okay, Libra, I will put it in here. Give me 1 second. Because I could grab it right from here. I heard there was someone the Proud Feet knew working for CPS, and I thought that was suspicious. I heard that in the beginning as well, but they didn't ever show any proof of it, Lisa. But I know I did hear that too. If you guys have any screenshots of that stuff, I mean, I'm working on kind of putting it all together in a timeline, and it's tough because a lot of it is hearsay. And hi, lovable Mama Bear, good to see you. Yeah, I know. I can't believe they would treat a father like this either. And the thing is, lovable Mama Bear, is that Seth was with Sebastian and taking care of him from when he was little. Miss Bonbon, from when he was little, from when he was born, right? He was there every day. And then when Katie went off into the military, he was there every day. So, oh geez, I did not see that. Wait, what? Wait, what? I did not see that. Oh my goodness. Is it a possibility that CPS has Sebastian without Seth and Katie knowing? I think there could be a possibility of something like that happening, but I think that Katie knows. I mean, I don't think Seth knows, but I think Katie does. So, oh, which Discord link is it, Robini? Which one is she trying to get into, Chuchi? Because I could get her. I could refresh the link. I just refreshed the links though. I think I just refreshed all of them. But maybe not the mod. But if you emailed Chuchi, your link should still work that I sent you. Yeah, they would have to sign the paperwork. I would think, Doodle Mom. But CPS does a lot of DCS does a lot of unorthodox things. And they have in the past as well. Oh, Libra's here. Hey, hold on 1 second. Let me add. Oh, you know what? I need to do this layout. Hey, Libra. Can you hear me?
Check 1 2, Chrissy pissy pissy pissy. Check 1 2. Check 1 2, Chrissy pissy pissy pissy. Check 1 2.
Oh my God, that's so much better because I could not hear you last night, and it was like my air would kick on, and then yes, that's way better.
Check 1 2, Chrissy pissy. Are you there? Check 1 2, Chrissy pissy pissy. Check 1 2. Lady, hello.
I'm here.
I can hear you. I can hear
Do I sound good on your end? Like, can you hear me good? Because I don't have my mic or anything set up.
Sounds like a mic. It sounds like a mic from 1938.
Oh Lord,
I'm
that's
just
wonderful.
kidding. You sound great.
That's
I have
wonderful.
headphones on, and I have my whole computer set up now with a 75-inch TV. This is amazing. I can see.
Oh my gosh! Don't brag about your setup. I have a horrible
I lost
setup.
my glasses a while back, so it's a lot better.
Well, good.
And before everybody starts all your crap about, I was hacked last night. Somebody pretended to be me and snored. It was not me, I promise.
I was
How do I
happy
sound on your
last
end?
night.
Pretty good. How's this sound?
Oh my goodness. No, it's even worse because I couldn't hear anything. But at least because I'm running the show, I wasn't the one that fell asleep. We do have people on here that do that all the time. The other person's kind of stuck.
It was
So you
told to
didn't
me
leave me hanging
before.
at all.
It was told to me before. The way I snore is.
You're the softest snorer I've ever heard. Let me tell you what, because I couldn't hear a thing and I'm just talking away.
Well,
just
I
talking
usually do
away.
it when I'm really tired, because recently I don't know if it's my diet or what, so I'm eating better, that I can actually breathe through my damn nose, and I stopped smoking years ago, but I can breathe through my nose, and it's so much, it's like delightful. But I was wondering if I still snored, so thank you for the confirmation. And no, I wasn't hacked. I'll be honest, I'm not
We
gonna
were
lie.
doing a sleep study on Libra last night.
Well, I love what somebody said. I'm not sure who it was, but you know who it was. But they said something to the effect of, "Oh yeah, he's doing exactly what the Sheriff Crack did during this Sebastian's case, or whatever, or investigators, or it was funny. That was good."
Oh my god, they had me laughing so hard. Yeah, that was cute. And like like I said, it was a good. It was a no. They said
classic.
CPS. How
You know what I
CPS
did?
fell asleep.
So I
Yes.
passed out because you were elaborating on something, but I was just tired. I get more tired than I realized. I passed out, and then I just woke up to your voice, and I realized I was live. I just turned it off. I was like, I'm just gonna get out of here. I was like, I'm gone.
I
I'm
know.
gone.
I wasn't sure
I was
how to
pretty
boot
sure
you
that
from the
I was pretty
studio.
sure y'all heard me. That was funny.
Yeah, so I'm sorry about that. I would have
It's
I would have
awesome, man.
booted you so that way you could have
Booted. That's hilarious. Yeah, right. You're like the person that lets that person like leave their phone on if they call you on accident. Leave the phone on so you can just eavesdrop the conversation. It's like, why didn't they hang up 10 minutes later? That actually happened to me once. I think it was like my mom or somebody, but I don't even, it wasn't even anything bad. But I was sitting here listening to my conversation. She goes, "You left me a voicemail for like 10 minutes or whatever, and I'm just like, dang, but somebody's done it as well, where they left the phone going and they were listening. I was kind of worried about that one, because that was actually somebody in charge. That was a manager that was in charge of me at the time at a job I worked at. And so I was like, oh crap, what was I taught? I was trying to remember.
I think everyone's pocket dialed someone at some
What
point.
was I talking about at 12, noon, whatever. Oh yeah, we all call somebody. And it's not just that. It's just nowadays with Siri. If you got Siri on, be careful, or Alexa or whatever. Be careful what you say, because it might just start calling somebody's ass. You're like, whoa, because I said something about talking in conversation. Like I was trying to call right so and so, and then Siri I think took it as a command, and then it did. And I was sitting here talking about that person. I was like, oh, no. We got to turn Siri off. We're not doing this, Apple. We're not doing this.
That's funny. Yeah, Siri will just automatically start picking something up on my phone. I've noticed that. And I'm like, I'm not talking. I didn't even say, hey, Siri. I didn't even say that. Well, I should probably not even say it because it'll start. But yeah, I didn't even say the words.
You're like, oh, I really like pizza. And then you get on Instagram and nothing but pizzas popping up. You're going, huh? What?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
But anyway, go ahead. I know that you're in the middle of and we got some comments up here, so I'll let you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say Liberty is saying, because we were talking about how maybe Mama Socks is good friends with someone at CPS, or they know them, and Liberty is saying that she's good friends with the DCS, director.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never heard that. I've never even thought of that theory or that rumor anyway. I've never heard of that. But it's always possible. Are you saying that they know this? They're saying this as like a fact, like they know this is a fact?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
Wow.
like as if they do, which I don't, I mean, I would imagine she would have tried to make some friends over there because of what happened with Faith.
Yeah. If they're friends after a certain time, right? It wasn't like before all this stuff, or do they know? If it's like she made friends with them before any of the drama or any or did she like lifelong friend? You know what I mean? Like what kind of friend? Or was
I
it
don't
through?
know.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, because that kind of depends
I don't know
too.
because I did
It
hear
does.
that in the beginning, but I didn't. It's like all hearsay.
Because if there's a motive behind something else, and yeah, that does. I mean, it does matter when and how they met, and how. Yeah, that's very interesting. I've never heard that.
Yeah, I remember people talking about it in the beginning, like they had. Well, but see, they have friends. They were saying they had friends at the sheriff's department. They have friends at CPS. They have friends at all these low high places, depending on how you want to put it.
Well, we know they've got friends in low places.
Yeah, a lot,
Allegedly.
and then allegedly, but a lot of it was just kind of alleged, and I like to see receipts on it. I mean, just depending. I know it's kind of hard to get something like that, but I mean, if you got a picture of them together rubbing elbows or something, I mean, that really doesn't mean much to me though either, because in real estate, I did rub elbows with a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, okay. So Liberty says she is the head of the business council and she does drives for that DCS. So, okay. Raises money and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Like food drives and like they do. Okay, I got.
Yeah, a bunch of wankers and skunks, that's for sure. Rob Beanie.
Now there's a program that I wank, you wankers. Get out of here, you wankers. They have pineapples.
They are a bunch of
pineapples.
Yeah, they have a
bunch of swingers.
That's another thing I heard that was alleged. But yeah, well, and I heard that too, Lisa King, and I'm not sure because somebody did send me some info that it looked like she's still actively working for DCS, the person that was involved in Sebastian's case specifically. So,
hi, Chuchi. Hi, Chuchi.
Chuchi's here.
So
she says Alexa. She says Alexa will call someone if you have it set up in your contacts.
Yeah.
Yep, so I think
exactly.
I'm gonna play...
And they will call the police, law enforcement or emergency service or 911 or whatever if you say the wrong thing on, or if you mean to or not. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I'm gonna go ahead and play the March 28th interview with Seth, and it's when Caitlin Miller came out to speak with him about his meeting with the TBI and Chris and Katie Proudfoot. So I don't know, at some point later that day after it occurred, she met him. It looks like they're just like standing in a parking lot. And Chuchi says, hi Libra.
Hi, Chuchi.
So, yeah.
And sorry about that yesterday. I know you called and I was watching the basketball game. So I was like, I got to go. And nobody heard me. I was like, okay, I got to hang up. I got to go. I have to see this game. Sadly, we lost. I'm a Spurs fan, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But I'll talk to you on the phone soon again.
Oh, yeah, Chuchi. We were talking about the Mackenzie Shirilla stuff. And I didn't even know that you were off. I didn't. I had no idea. And we were like, okay, he's probably watching basketball. So I send you a basketball emoji. Yeah, because, but no, you're fine. Okay, so I think, I don't know why this is coming up. I don't want this. Go away. Can you guys see that too? Oh, yeah. All right, go hide. All right. Oh, sorry. I want to make sure I have audio on this. Okay, so Stepfoot and Katie meet with this Seth and the TBI, and Caitlin Miller after the fact is meeting with Seth. So we're just going to play it kind of through and stop in the middle.
Seth, it's been more than a month since your son went missing. How are you feeling today?
Same as I was yesterday. Just continuing the search, continue looking. I'm not going to give up. Nobody can make me give up.
And where have you been searching? Where do you think he is?
I've been searching everywhere. I mean, anything out of that 5 mile radius that the initial search did, they covered everything there. But there's stuff elsewhere. I mean, we got a lot of territory to cover. And it being over a month, he could be anywhere currently. So I'm searching everywhere.
You, Katie, and Chris had a meeting with TBI today. Did you find out any new information?
Not that I can discuss.
Any progression that might show hope in this search?
Oh, I always have hope. Can't take that.
Okay, guys, so this is Seth, March 28th, 2024. And I forgot to tell you, Libra, if you want me to stop, let me know. Like, if there's a place where you want to, chime in for the discussion, just let me know. So with Seth, he is keeping hopeful, right? This is like very beginning. Sebastian's reported missing February 26th, 2024. And he is just met with the TBI and Katie and Chris and coming out to talk with this Caitlin Miller from Fox 17. And he's just telling about the search and different things before he gets into the CPS stuff.
How confident are you that Sebastian is alive, and what do you think he's doing right now?
Pretty sure he's probably playing video games somewhere. Nobody's letting him, whoever's got him, they're not letting him see the regular news. They're not letting him surf the internet. Or else he'd know that I'm looking for him. And he'd know that you're trying to get a hold of me.
All right, guys. And I do believe that Seth would get a hold, or excuse me, I do believe that Sebastian would get a hold of Seth if he could. I do believe that. And so it does make me wonder about where is Sebastian, because he would have tried to reach out to his dad, at least I think. Seth has the same number. Katie allegedly has changed her phone number. And we got confirmation of that at the gathering. So.
And that keeps me going.
Is there strong reason to believe he may have been abducted?
I don't know if he's been abducted or if he's just, over at a friend's house. Never know. But I'll know when I find him. I'll know exactly what has happened to him.
And other news outlets were reporting that there were lights seen in the backyard that were caught on camera by a neighbor's video. Is that true?
No. What that was a trash truck. Went through, picked up trash, and when it left, of course it went faster. It didn't have to stop to pick up trash. That's just false information provided by a particular person.
Okay, so Nick Barris put out the flashlight video, right? And that's what Seth is referring to in this interview. And he just got done with the TBI, right? Talking with them, and they're telling him that it is a trash truck. But I'm going to pull up the video after we get through this and show you guys why I think it's not a trash truck. I mean, Lieber, did you want to say anything about that?
The trash truck?
Yeah, about the trash truck. About the 3 a.m. lights being a trash truck.
I don't believe that. And what trash truck do you know rides around at 3 a.m. picking up trash?
Right.
And the angle, in my opinion, was not correct. I mean, it's a trash truck according to some others that in my opinion, are trying to interfere in this case. And trying to make the camera angle move to where
like they're not
looks
moving
like
together.
that. No. Definitely not a trash truck.
The real Me Too says definitely not a trash truck. Yeah.
If that was a trash truck, then consider me Miles Davis.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, it's odd that they would try to pass it off. Like you said, the timing is off for the trash to come through. Bobby the neighbor did say that it was like 5:30 in the morning that the trash will usually pick up. And they have to go through the whole neighborhood, right? Everybody gets their trash picked up from the same place. It's not like everybody has different trash services or anything like that. It's like one service for the neighborhood type thing.
Now, isn't this the truth that allegedly that's why Seth said this, is because that's what he was told by either law enforcement or some kind of officials or investigators?
Yeah,
correct?
that's correct. So yeah, this is fresh off of him coming out of the meeting with Chris Cady and the TBI, and they're telling him that the lights were nothing more than a trash truck.
TBI.
So he's pissed off at Nick Barris, right? Like he's mad because he's probably thinking like, what is this guy doing in my son's case, putting this information out there? And now that the police, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations is telling me it's a trash truck.
Right.
I think that's a good point too, Sam, that the trash truck is loud, right? And beeps, rumbles, right? All the whole 9 yards. It's very recognizable, the sounds, because sometimes I'll even get woken up when the trash is,
Yeah, because when I was living in the hood, I lived right next to the damn dumpster, and it'd wake me up every damn morning that it came by once a week, I think it was. And I lived right in front of the train tracks where all the drug deals were going on. And they didn't make no noise, but the damn trash truck and that train, man, I knew when it was coming. It's loud.
Right?
It's loud when you live right next to it.
Exactly. No, you're right. And it is. It's loud. It's you could hear it like dumping, and then also, each one dumping the trash into the bin for sure. Cinderella says that I was so sick of getting my intelligence insulted. I mean, and I think in the beginning, people were insulted by that, and many of us didn't believe it, right? And even when Seth came on Pascal and was talking about it, we were all kind of like, I mean, I'll just say how I felt, because I can't say what everybody, but the chat was also an indication of how people were feeling. But I was like, oh no, they're completely gaslighting him and making him think that this is a trash truck at 3:30 in the morning or 3:15. I was like alert. I was on high alert, and again, none of it made sense. And even seeing Pascal's reaction, because I was watching a little bit of his show too, he was like, "What is going on?"
Right.
Yeah, everybody was surprised about this, in my opinion.
Did the dog,
For my information that I've been given,
anything on Sebastian's cell phone that would, kind of show that he was going to run away or where he might be?
not that I know of. He didn't have any internet access or anything on there. He'd have been able to call, text, take a picture, send a picture, use the calculator. That's about it.
Was Sebastian in school on Friday, the day before he went missing?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you, Chris, or Katie, or any of you suspects in this case?
No, we're not.
You've been cleared.
I don't know if the investigation is still ongoing. We wouldn't be cleared until the investigation is done. But currently, from my understanding, they don't have any information that would attach us to any wrongdoing.
CPS has gone to Katie's house before. You didn't know about that until this investigation. How does that make you feel?
That somebody somewhere dropped the ball because I was never informed. And I'm the biological father. I have joint physical custody. Somebody dropped the ball and didn't reach out and inform the father, which is me. And I don't understand why the state dropped the ball on that one.
And how did you find it?
All right, guys. So how did you find out about CPS? Podcasts? Podcasts? Really? Wow. And, you know, again, I have to give Seth the utmost respect for being so calm, because I'm going to tell you what, I would have been a nutcase. You guys would have seen me come unglued. I would have been yelling at the camera for the news. It would have been a spectacle to see. I don't know, Libra, what are your thoughts?
I'm back. Sorry. I think we were having like an overlap with our voices. I'm not sure, but so sorry. I've been having to do some audio tests here since I put this microphone together. Do you hear me?
Yeah, you sound really good, actually.
Okay. I was checking it on YouTube during the when you were talking a little bit there, and it sounded like we were overlapping when we shouldn't have been. So I'm kind of worried about that. If it keeps happening, I'll just use my phone or something.
Okay, no, I think you sound great because I can hear you over my air conditioning. Sandwich says crystal clear.
Right. Well, it's not like how I sound. It's the fact that we were overlapping. Whenever I'm done, I'm talking, you weren't talking, but when I checked YouTube, I was talking way over you. And I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, okay. Thank you for checking that.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. Just if y'all don't mind in the chat, just let me know if that's still happening, I guess. There's no other way for me to really check it but to check this, but I'm gonna mute my mic and keep checking it. But yeah, no worries. So what was your question to me? I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. Thank you for checking. Okay, so I was just wondering what your thoughts are. Like the whole thing about Seth, he's like, I don't know why they dropped the ball, but they obviously dropped the ball. He's keeping his cool. I mean, not that I don't understand keeping your cool, and it's the best policy. Don't get me wrong, but I would be like irate. If it was me, I'm just saying, you know, I give Seth a lot of respect, but
Right.
what do you think about the fact that he heard about this on a podcast and all that?
That he wasn't cleared?
No, just about the CPS stuff. I mean, that he heard about it on a podcast and
Oh.
that CPS didn't notify him when it was going on.
Yeah, it's horrible. He should have been the first one to know about everything, especially when the CPS reports were, from what I understand, mostly coming from the stepfoot side of the family or whatnot.
Yeah, I'm so surprised that no one said anything, and especially like the way that things were going, it seemed like they were including him on some of the stuff, like the school they were thinking about sending him to, but not much else. I mean, nothing about CPS, according to him. He'd never heard about it, only heard about it on a podcast that Chris and Katie were on.
Yeah, that's bad.
So I'm going to go ahead and play just a little bit more of this. Sam says to hear it from a podcast clearly shows some sort of covering or hiding or guilt, in my opinion. And I do think so too. I mean, and I would probably feel guilty if, you know, things were going on in my house. I have to say a disclaimer. Nobody likes it when their business is on Front Street, right? Nobody's going to like that. Nobody's going to want to sign up for that, right? Because it's embarrassing. But in the same way, when things are bubbling over like that, I'm just so surprised that they were able to cover it up for so long. Um, you know, yes, Bama, yes, and I did see the trash trucks from Mob Crew when they had sent them over to him, and that's how it, you know, it just solidified it. I will say, seeing the trash truck, and obviously any of us can see a trash truck if we want to check the trash day in our neighborhood. Some of us do have like the big dumpsters, right, where it's like you take your trash there. But for the people that even have it picked up in their neighborhood, go out on trash day and see if that lines up for you. Because if you look at the size of that truck, they wouldn't be moving through that common area either. So I was glad when he showed that, at least. And Robini, you're absolutely correct. There was supposed to be no corporal punishment, and that was in the parenting plan. So they knew damn well that they were not adhering to that at the very least. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to play a little bit more here.
And I mean, how does that concern you, especially with this case, that they might have done something to cause him to run away?
I don't know what that really means.
Official time. There was, anyone have time?
I'm pretty sure they did. So I wouldn't have it.
Have the three of you been in contact every day like you were several weeks ago about this?
I was in contact with both Katie and Chris today, but I've heard he said his phone is open and available. So is mine. You can leave a voicemail. Like 7 or 8 people have already left me voicemails today. I'm going. I get people calling me while I'm on the phone, and it's like, I can't just sit there and answer the phone for everybody. If I did that, I probably wouldn't be able to get out of my house.
There's been a lot of criticism over this investigation. I'm sure you've received criticism as well as the Proudfoot. How does that make you feel in a time where you're just trying to find your son?
People are being, that goes back to those keyboard warriors I talked about on the first interview that you and I had. They're still at it. They'll never stop. There's cowards in this world, and then there's people who are go-getters. My feet, they're on the ground. They're never going to leave the ground. I'm going to find my son. Period.
And plans, today on moving forward, any more resources being used on this investigation, or anything you have to say about that?
The United Cajun Navy is currently sitting down there right now at 90 Volunteer Drive in Hendersonville. 10:30. That's when volunteers need to show up. 10:30. Show up, have your ID, sign the paperwork, and they send people out in teams. When you show up, there ain't nobody there except for a couple people. That's because they've already sent teams out. They're just going to keep sending teams out until we find my son.
Have there been a lot of volunteers coming out to help find Sebastian?
Today there was, and I want to thank everybody who did come out. We're seeing an increase, and we're going to continue to see an increase. I'd like the whole state of Tennessee to volunteer, and then we'll hit other states.
And you're Sebastian's father. Tell me, what is Sebastian like?
There's it's really hard to describe. Besides being unique, whether he's up to no good or he's up to good, he's just got that uniqueness about him. It's really hard to describe. He's my mini-me. If he has a goal, he's going to accomplish that goal. People at school, they liked him. All the kids are wanting to know when he's going to come back. They want to help and volunteer. Teachers are they're putting out prayers every day. Everybody, it's coming up. It's Easter. I'm hoping for an Easter miracle. I could definitely use it in my life right now.
And why did they search the landfill?
I have no idea. They didn't. Not part of the investigation. They're not going to tell me stuff. I am emotionally attached, as any parent should be.
Okay, guys. So I agree with Rob Beanie here also. KP brought it up in court, so Seth couldn't do it. Then let CP do it, right? So when it comes to the corporal punishment thing, because Katie was alleging that, Seth was abusing Sebastian in California, right, during their divorce, because obviously, he just had some sort of a Jekyll and Hyde moment. All of a sudden, he shouldn't be around the kid. He shouldn't be around her, right? He's a horrible person. He's this horrible guy, right? And I'm not saying that these things don't stay hidden sometimes and then come to the surface. I'm not saying that. But I just find it odd that because they were getting divorced, all of a sudden he's a monster and shouldn't be around Sebastian. But I will say this, because of that, because of them saying that, nobody's to discipline Sebastian in a corporal way, meaning spanking, and that sort of thing. That's why it was put in there into their divorce, in my opinion. And Blessed in Florida is here. Hey, Blessed, good to see you. Hashtag Huckleberry. She did that so she could kick him out off the base. Well, and I think a lot of it had to do with that too, Robini. That's a great point. Because at that time they were all living on the naval base, and she didn't want Seth there because obviously she was seeing Chris Proudfoot at the time, allegedly.
All you're doing is jumping from panel to person to person and getting yourself involved in something you don't need to be involved in.
Yeah, that's Chris Proudfoot. That's Chris Proudfoot right there. He was highly pissed off, right? Especially at this time, he was like really making a lot of public appearances, being really vile.
You really don't.
Okay, whatever.
Well, yeah, and I really do think that it wasn't very long after that they moved in together. As far as I know, I don't have a very good timeline on that. I don't have a good timeline on that. Robini, it is triggering, in my opinion. It's very triggering. Yeah. Yeah, so okay, let's play a little bit more on this, and then I want to show you guys the video with Nick Barris and what Bobby the neighbor had to say too. So we'll get into that with the trash truck stuff. But again, my heart goes out to Seth.
How often do you meet with TBI?
If I call them all the time. Call, text, hey, any new news? They either let me know or they let me know.
Are you happy with the work that all these agencies have done, or do you think there needs to be more?
There could probably always be more. We just got to figure out what more is necessary. Am I happy with them? I'm not unhappy. But you asked me that after my son's back, and it's going to be, I'm happy. All right? Because in law enforcement, it's always goal oriented, Go to work, put a smile on your face, get the job done. I know that they're putting their effort, 150% effort into this. And I appreciate that. And I'm hoping it will pay off with fruition.
Do you think Katie and Chris are suspects?
I have no idea.
Sebastian's been missing for more than a month now. What keeps you getting up every morning, going out and searching for him?
Being a dad, having perseverance, wanting him to come home, wanting to watch him finish growing up.
Do you wear this every day? Talk to me about this shirt.
This right here is my own billboard to find my son. People notice people. People notice what people are wearing. So I am a walking handout. I have it in my car.
How do you select that photo? It's so cute.
Because it's cute.
I need one of
Gotta
those. I
smile.
love that shirt.
It's the last picture I took of him.
All right, guys. Yeah. So, it is it as far as I know, Libra, because I did ask Seth about the shirt because I wanted one. I like black, so I'm like, can
Me
I get
too.
one in black? And he said they don't make it. The same lady doesn't make them, I don't think, anymore.
Well, I'll make my own then. Damn it.
Right? Exactly. We'll have to ask Sonia. She's the one that makes the good shirts. I want her to make me a dragon one because those are so cool.
Yeah, embroidered too. Completely embroidered. Lasts forever.
Yeah, they come out so beautiful, like just the way that she does it. So yeah, Seth shared with us there that was the last picture that he took of Sebastian. They were at like a Mexican restaurant where he had like this big burrito in front of him. It's such a cute picture. It's my favorite one. Out of all of them, I think.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's a good picture of him. I think I want to play this other one here with what we were talking about with the trash truck, because again, that was something that was, in my opinion, they could have said anything but that, and it would have made more sense than the trash truck. Because the trash truck makes zero sense to me.
Yeah, it's kind of like the whole trash truck thing is almost like, it's just ridiculous. It's like a UFO conspiracy or something. It's so stupid.
Yeah,
It's just
well,
so
that's
plain
kind
and
of
simple, and it's been proven over and over and over and over, and debunked over and over and over and over. And the mob crew, they debunked it, and but yeah, and to turn around and try to sit here and make a way to make it look like this. They say, somebody was saying, and I'm not mentioning names right now, but that it was some man taking his trash down to his driveway. Well, wait, which one is it? The trash trucks, or is it now you change your mind and now it's a guy taking the trash down the driveway, and that driveway steep as hell, the one they're talking about, that they tried to line it up and say that it was, and wasn't even anywhere near the gazebo,
yes.
which the gazebo is right there. It's just so obvious and easy. If anybody's got half a damn brain, they could figure out where those lights were coming from.
I
In my
agree.
opinion.
I mean, I forgot about you, or excuse me, you just reminded me of the garbage being taken down the driveway and them trying to pass that off. But where's the other light source,
Yeah, they try to say it's right. So who's coming up with a flashlight, just standing there and just waiting on the trash to come down the end of the driveway, make sure they don't slip and fall? I mean, BS. I call BS. Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's BS that they're saying that it's a trash truck. The lights
Exactly.
video.
I'll put a
3
1 in the
a.m. Hell.
Well, and Blessed in Florida says, I hate to say it, but there has been too much deception from the onset of this case. Hashtag garbage truck, hashtag CPS, hashtag flashlights, hashtag three-hour phone call, hashtag
Absolutely.
in my opinion.
Hashtag, I'm not going to go there. Never mind. I don't have a button to hit.
Hashtag stinky feet.
Yeah. There we go.
Robbie.
That's right. That's right. 111. I like that. Blessed in Florida. 111. It's like damn CD 101010.
Hashtag thug now it's
thug
bang.
now bang.
Sam. Oh my goodness. Choochie put a 1. Yeah, we got all 1s in the chat. It's all 1s in the chat.
Now there's a lot of independent trash places, that take it at different times. I mean, there could be somebody that really gets theirs at 3 a.m., but in that particular neighborhood, from what I understand, it's nowhere near. It's maybe 5 a.m. or so, for what I remember about this investigation and about that area of Hendersonville or whatever, or Sumner County or whatever. But that trash truck that comes to that neighborhood specifically, from what I understood, didn't come around 3 a.m. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct as far as I know. Bobby says it, and then apparently, well, she gives a whole backstory because there's a bus, and I'll tell you, this is from Mob Crew as well. But there's like a bus that comes through at 6:20 a.m. to pick up the one group of students, right? And then Sebastian's bus came about at 7 o'clock. So this is the bus in the neighborhood here on the screen. That comes through, and because of that, they started picking up the trash a little earlier so they wouldn't interfere with the bus.
Huh.
Because it's a little neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah, wouldn't it be flashing if it was a trash truck? Be flashing lights, right? I mean, this thing
I would
appears
think
to
so.
be not just one light source. This appeared to be, but and as you remember in the beginning, they didn't say anything about a missing flash. Oh no! All of a sudden, so the lights video comes out, and then all of a sudden, he's also missing a keychain flashlight. Those keychain flashlights are not that bright for one. They're those little rinky dinky things are not bright enough for you to see it on video like that. I'm sorry.
Right.
And so they just come out, the Proudfoots come out with that, I think to just kind of, like it look, maybe, if since everybody's seeing this, they maybe in their heads assume that, allegedly, and in my opinion, in their heads assume that he ran off. Sebastian ran off or walked out that door, which has been the story from the beginning, right? That they've been saying and pushing that narrative that that he was the one with the flashlight that probably walked out, and that was him. But then later on it's it's a trash truck, and then later on that it says man taking out the trash down his driveway. Which one is it? So yeah, when things are like this and they're not making sense and stuff is just not adding up. In my opinion, that means that there's foul play somewhere. In my opinion, something dirty happened. Something happened. Because it would never be this confusing if it wasn't something very, very sinister going on very close to Sebastian, with somebody very close to Sebastian. Because if it was just an abduction from some random person or someone, in my opinion, I don't think it would be played out that well. It wouldn't be hidden as well.
Yeah, and it just makes me wonder why
they
the
would have
TPI
probably been caught. But it's just
yeah,
there's so much
why is
crook
the
in my
TPI
opinion.
on their side? That's what I don't get. Like, why are they saying it's a trash truck? Why is the police saying
TBI
it's
is
a trash
dirty.
truck? I've heard the same.
Yeah, and is that them holding it close to the vest to kind of make it what I'm saying, legally lying to kind of keep things close to the vest? I don't know, but we're not stupid.
And they can do that. They can definitely do. No, you're right. They can. They can absolutely do that.
Right. And so
yeah, I think that's more so what we're looking at. I mean, they can't come up with something better than that. I would have been like, the kids playing the flashlight tag would have been more believable.
Yeah, really.
Than the trash truck, at least.
Right.
So, in my opinion.
I think Sasquatch came out of the woods. Sasquatch came out of the woods, and he found a flashlight. He robbed somebody of a flashlight, got that flashlight. And that person doesn't want to talk because they're afraid that Sasquatch is going to get him. Sasquatch came down. He abducted Sebastian, in my opinion, and came out and grabbed him, put him in a car because Sasquatch is, made amends with someone that owns a car, a human that can drive a car. And Sasquatch is still a mystery to this day in Hendersonville, Tennessee. And I believe that Sasquatch has Sebastian Wayne Drake Rouse. That's why you can't see him very well. He's so dark in the dark because he's so hairy. And so,
he works for CP in the Foot Clan.
Yes.
Sasquatch now we know that job. Sasquatch is employed.
Sasquatch has a job.
Oh my God. Oh, Sandy says TBI and the FBI
Sasquatch
are
wears a hoodie.
What Sasquatch? Oh, don't get me started on the green hoodie character. That's a that's a whole nother show.
I didn't say green hoodie. I didn't say green hoodie. I just said hoodie. What are you talking about, lady? What are you talking about here?
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I think he stuck in my room and was snoring last night. That wasn't me. Wasn't me.
or would the Sasquatch wear a yellow slicker? I mean, that's
Yellow sticker. Yeah, right.
that's a whole nother question. Is
You know?
that the allegedly he shaved for the day and put a mask on?
Yeah.
Case
Yeah.
solved. Sam thinks we cracked the case.
Yeah. Can you can you show me Conan, please? Do you have Conan on hand? Yes.
Do I have Conan on hand? It's somewhere in here.
Conan.
Oh
See,
my
Conan,
goodness.
if only Conan wasn't so tall, you know. But yes, I love you, Sandwich. You have no idea how much lady, she has no much does she have any idea how much I love her for liking that joke? The Conan,
I know, no.
the Conan controversy has started a lot of shit. And I'm gonna keep my mouth
That's
shut.
funny. That's why I like you though, because you're controversial.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. You know. Oh
That
my
was
god.
great. No, that really made my whole day. When I saw that, I was like, this is so freaking funny to me, because here's the thing. I really think that somebody blurred her out, and that's why none of us can figure it out, and we're racking our brains, and it's not funny. Trust that part's not funny.
Right. It's so
it drives me bananas. Right. But
crazy, and that's what the joke was about. The joke was that this is so ridiculous. We can't figure out who this is. We're so tired and frustrated with this. Let's lighten it up a little bit. Like, well, damn, well, there it is. There it is, because stupid hair and everything else. And so there it is. It's Conan, for God's sake. I found out who it was. For crying out loud, Cinderella. Times 7.
finally, green hoodie identified.
Right? Oh, clickbait.
It's an uncanny
clickbait.
resemblance.
Sorry, guys, that was clickbait. And then you got Maddie, or whatever alias we want to go by here. Maddie, aka Kathy, aka you got Kathy Leno. Did I show you Kathy Leno? You need to pull that one up too. Pull up Kathy Leno and Conan O'Brien. Let's put them together. Let's put them side by side. Kathy Leno with the chin, right? Yeah,
There's definitely a connection to late night hosts.
Yeah, can you show them Conan? Have they seen Conan yet?
If they haven't yet, I'm like, where have you guys been, right? Like, don't tell me you haven't seen the baby curl.
Oh yeah.
No, hold on a second.
Man, if I swear.
We're gonna need you on that track there, bro. We need you on the track.
Yeah, I'll make one.
Oh my god.
I'll make one.
All right, let me pull up Conan. I know I got him someplace.
Done. I've got the instrumental completely finished, and some little things in there in the instrumental I added just for fun. But yeah, I'm just gonna now. It's just down to the lyrics, and so. But yeah, that's gonna be a good one, and we'll put it up here soon. Hopefully, we'll play that. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be hilarious. I mean, it just cracks me
Now,
up, because it is
who
like, it's
else
so weird how they have that. All right, hold on. I think
I would
got
think
it.
this is hilarious, but I think it's just a little bit too early.
It's a little too
no,
early. No,
there's
no. I
no,
think I think it's so funny. Because again, it is something that does drive me bananas, but I also think that here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I make the statement? Ladies and gentlemen, can I make the statement?
Oh my god, you just gave me PTSD.
Don't talk about my truck being at the house until the 24th of February, 2024.
Trigger warning. We got CP on the panel. CP, I told you're not allowed to be on here. No, I'm just kidding. I told you you're not welcome at this channel.
Oh, you're
Okay, so this is the
Panel.
this is a controversial photo, but this is so funny.
Get yourself involved in something you don't need to be involved in.
He just somehow gets on the panel, guys. I did not give him the link. He cracked the link. And Sandy, I'm sorry to hear that. Sometimes she'll pop in and look at my Instagram, which I don't even post on the Instagram either. Like, I'm very bad about posting.
And that's the funny thing. Do you ever notice that? The funny thing that it cracks me up so much, and I looked down after it was done, and I went, wait a minute. His collar, this is a cheaply done thing, okay? But yeah, so his collar looks the same, don't it? That's funny you said that because I forgot that. I noticed that too, and I was like, his collar, even the strong jawline, the collar, and look, Green Hoodie doesn't even have any freaking eyeballs. So you know they had to do something. I could see that other lady's whole face with the glasses that was on coming out, coughing and stuff near Yellow Jacket. You can see her boogers in her nose. And over here, Green Hoodie is a blob. But now we know. Now it all comes out into fruition.
I swear they blurred the face. They blurred her out somehow. And I think also because you and I both have been looking for the hoodie.
I have a question for you, Conan O'Brien. Where were you the night of February 25th, 2024? I'm Chris Hansen. Put some clothes on. Have a seat.
But see, Lisa, that's why it's so close because, okay, Conan has the side wave and so does Green Hoodie. And I'm like, oh, that's uncanny.
The damn, the California surfer swoop, whatever you call that. Right? Is that what it's called? I don't know. The red California.
I don't know. It looks like a wave.
It's hilarious. Yeah, big ass
it
wave.
It looks like what I used to do in school, like in the 80s. You know,
the California surfers wave. That's
yes, and then the bangs, but I always had bangs in the front.
You got to add a little mousse and keep it white so it looks like the salt in the water is coming down, and color his hair blue. We'll take care of that.
It's a huge wave. No, this is so good. This was just so spot on, and
baby wave.
Even the angle of
the fucking attitude too. What are you looking at me like that for? Sick of it. Excuse my French. Sorry, I need to get a button.
We need a Jay Leno, and we need a comparison. That's hilarious.
What the were you doing at Texas Roadhouse?
What was Conan doing at Texas Roadhouse?
Is that why he was sneaking around? Is it why he was sneaking around? Is because he didn't want nobody to see him there? That's what it was. He went straight to the women's restroom, so nobody tried to get his autograph. You know, the women's restroom. Then if they want to get my autograph, of course a woman, that would be okay. But I don't want nobody bugging me. I got to sneak over here to the Texas Roadhouse. But yeah,
had to pee for 2 minutes standing by Katie's car. Just
yeah. So anyway, in all seriousness, though, speaking of that payment that was done, she was kind of lingering around. It doesn't take long to do it. I know if you go to like Buffalo Wild Wings or Texas Roadhouse, they have a similar little kiosk that you can pay at, right? It didn't take but 2 seconds. One time I went to Buffalo Wild Wings and did it, and it was like 2 seconds. She sat there it was like she was waiting on a queue, like waiting on a text or something, and finally paid. She's there staring at the damn thing. She wasn't playing the game. She wasn't playing solitaire. I mean, come on.
Exactly. It took her forever, didn't it? But look at her parking job. Her parking job was like, whew.
That parking job made her very sus. Are you all right?
Yeah, the handicap parking is wider than the regular spot, so she should have had no trouble whatsoever parking that Infinity, and somehow.
Oh, okay. Then I got all right. You just gave me another idea for something. Okay, cool, awesome. Yeah, new video coming soon.
Coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon to a theater near you.
Probably a few martinis. I mean, I'm wondering
Hey, I didn't
because
say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Okay, there we
A
go.
runs with
Thank
scissors.
thank you.
But no,
Well,
I mean, I'll just say that I think that could be, possible since we don't know what Katie's whereabouts were after they left the bowling alley. Did they go straight to Texas Roadhouse or did they stop off somewhere else?
even to the cheekbones. Look at Conan's cheekbones. Look at it. Look at that.
I know.
Crazy.
I know. I know it. That's why I just was like, oh gosh, we have identified the green hoodie somehow. And it's
Can
Conan
you
O'Brien.
did you find Kathy Leno? Kathy Leno
No,
bar,
but I
Power
but
Star?
but I have said that too because I mean she obviously has the Cruella chin too, but if we're talking late night hosts,
Did I not send that to you?
let me check.
I'll do it right now. I'll do
Uh-uh.
it right now. I'll do it right now.
Wait, are
I
you
found
sending it
this.
to my email? Did you send it my email?
No, your
Or
text. Or do you want an email? You want it on email?
yeah, so I can show it. I'm sorry, I confused the hell out of you with that.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm trying to think if I have your.
It's just because
if
I'm
I
on my
have your-
computer, and then yeah, that way I could.
Your email's on here, right? Where I can find it. You can
Lady
put it up there
Freedom. It's just my channel name without the apostrophe. I know it's
Alright.
long to type out.
I don't think I ever emailed you before. So it's Lady Freedom at what? Gmail or what?
No. Yeah, Lady Freedoms Raw Narratives at gmail.com. Here, I'll text it. Or you want me to text it to you?
I think we're
So
good.
you can
I think we're
email
good.
me? Okay. Let me pull it up. No, the look of this picture was uncanny.
Lady Freedom's Raw Narratives.
At gmail.com. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Hold please.
I found this. It was really crazy. I was like, what is this?
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, it took her a while to pay out, and then yeah, just green hoodie standing by that car when, like you said, people are all walking by and could easily, if this is somebody, but homeless begging for money, which is not very common in Hendersonville, by the way. Then why did they not bug those kids go into that car and that lady, that walked right out in front of her, and then she went in between Katie's car, just waited, and then some kind of scene happened because everybody started looking over, like that to-go guy looks over, like, and all this stuff, like, what the heck's going on over there type thing is what the vibes I got.
Oh yeah, I mean the whole thing was suspicious. That's why I'm thinking something went wrong. There, you know what I'm saying? Like because she
The
didn't.
plan went, the plan went south. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I just got your email. Oh my god. All right, hold on a second. Oh god, you guys are gonna die. All right, hold on. Let me find my Google Drive. Why do they add so much crap to Google? Hello.
Sandwich said, "Oh my God, another foot, Bigfoot, loud."
Bigfoot. Hey,
That's awesome.
I'm surprised neither one of us got that. That is awesome.
So we can't call it Sasquatch, Bigfoot.
How funny!
Yeah,
I can't
that's
believe
awesome.
it. That's a wild theory, Libra. That is a wild theory. I love it though.
I mean,
Bigfoot was in the neighborhood.
Just as good as the theories that Stephen Anal Fisher's got. So what? Do something.
Right.
Do something.
Oh, he had a lot of really, really, really crappy ones. He really did. Especially when it came to like the kids in the neighborhood and that sort of thing. It's like, really?
That's ridiculous.
Oh, hold on. I got to go to Google Drive. Sorry. Because I don't want to show my home email. You guys are gonna die. Hold on. Sorry, I'm taking forever. Just talk amongst yourselves.
It's okay. I was trying to do something, but it's not really working. But I was going to try to. But anyway, so I'm going to read some comments here. All right. Oh, I was way up. My comments are way up there. Sorry about that. Okay. Conan is like, nah, that's not me, is it? Laugh my Sandy at Sandy. Cinderella says, I so wish we could get Jag involved. In my opinion, they are embarrassed. Sandy says, well, I think they have some reading they should be doing very soon. Witchy Mama, are you here?
I don't know if Witchy Mama's here today. Sometimes our day crew is a little bit different than our night crew. I don't know why it won't let me
Witchy
open.
Mama.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's true. So, well, the day crew doesn't have to worry about me falling asleep and snoring, so. What? What?
That's funny.
Yeah, so, you know.
Oh, someone also sent me a green hoodie
It's a
pic.
spitting image. Oh, did they? It's a spitting image.
Yes.
I mean, spitting image. This last one, and so I really believe we're onto something here. So, but yeah, I wish I could share my screen with you. It would be easier to do something funny, but one of these days we will.
Yeah, I really want to show this.
Sandy says, Cinderella, I'm about tired of this crap. They aren't even being held accountable for CPS. Exactly. CPS is so dirty. They're so dirty. I mean, as y'all probably know, their kids are sleeping on their office floors. Were caught with meth. Where did that meth come from? Well, guess you come to that conclusion in your minds, right? So it's just a very sad, and it's all over the news here in Tennessee, but I don't know what the hell Governor Lee's doing about it. I guess nothing. It just doesn't seem like he cares about nothing about it. I would like to buy excuse me, I'd like to buy a new home. Have you seen Conan lately? Huh? Have you seen Conan lately? I need to talk
Mama Socks is all up in, the business, and she's running with Tex and, trying to sue everybody. And so here we go.
Yeah, the laws here are so crazy, Cinderella, aren't they? So crazy.
She's trying to be so serious, and I'm over here showing the picture. It took me 10 years. I got it.
We'll make a side by side. Don't worry. Oh man.
The face.
Oh me. I think I've seen him in court. I think I seen him in court a couple of years ago talking about stalking or something. I'm not stalking you, Leno. What are you talking about? And leave BHB alone.
Leave BHB out of you leave BHB out of this.
You're big. You're supposed to be bigger than her anyway. Big money Munu. Big money Leno. Big money Mama.
Dude looks like a lady. Dude looks like a lady.
Sandy, are you getting a kick out of this too? I can't help it. It's too much.
Kathy, you need to brush your teeth, girl. Golly, man. You want some bamboo or something? Take care of that thing, man. Lordy. Sandy said he made me spit my coffee a few times. Are you talking about this one? Or are you talking about
this guy up here? Oh my goodness.
Oh
that's
man.
So funny.
Well, that's my guy, honey. That's it's a realtor.
That's the one I call
Named,
when I need to
Kathy
sell a
Leno.
house.
Get it right. Yes. Sell a snow to an Eskimo, damn it. Yeah. Yes. Lost a little weight since this picture, but it's the same person, I promise. Looks a little anorexic now, but I promise it's her.
It's Ozempic. It's the Ozempic face. Everybody decides they want to be so skinny, so they take the Ozempic, and it makes them look like fucking Skeletor. And
Well,
I'm like,
who told you
what the
that?
hell?
Who told you that was Ozempic being passed around? What are you talking about? What are you talking about here, lady? Are you
Meanwhile, many with diabetes are suffering.
diabetes? Yes, a
Diabetes.
little
I
diabetes.
can't
Yeah.
believe I said that the other night. That should go in the blooper reel because I
If
can't
you have
believe I said
diabetes.
that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you
Those
didn't
are
say
the
that.
moments that I don't want to watch back for. I'm like, oh, you said that like the meme and not like the disease.
You didn't say that on purpose, did you? At
No,
first.
that was a total accident. It's because I think of that guy and then you sent me the meme and I was like, yeah, that.
So crazy. If you
It's
have
so funny.
diabetes.
It does look a little like Ellen. Sam. This is
Ellen
why
Degenerate.
we have
Ellen Degenerate.
doppelgangers. This is another reason why we can't find the green hoodie because there's so many doppelgangers, you know? So they do the real Me Too. They look like death, walking. They do. They really do. And I'm like, hey, you looked better when you were a little chubbier, you know, a little meat on
What
them
happened?
bones.
What happened?
What happened to your face?
What happened? What happened?
What happened to you? Is he privy to
Ladies
all
and
the
gentlemen,
information, or do we need to get a machete? Sandy.
Yeah, she said, "Can you play that?
That's
Can you
too
play that video?"
funny.
She said she would get a bring a machete. Machete. He was too
It's
proud.
an alien.
He's too proudfoot to say. He was too proudfoot to admit he was afraid of anything because the attorney's like, "What are you most afraid of?" What am I most afraid of? Well, I'll tell you what she said. It's like, no, he asked you what you're afraid of, not what somebody said. And he just wouldn't. He could even say, "I'm afraid of this or that." He's too proudfoot to say it. Like, come on, dude.
Oh, I know. He asked the question back to her too. Like that's a telltale sign that someone's about to lie to you. If they
Run you out of
you
the
know,
city. I'll run you out of the city, dude.
Yeah, it's like okay.
I'll run you out of the city, bro.
And he's very indignant when he's up there. He's like, "Oh, she said she was gonna get a machete." And well, what would you do if someone's taking guns from one state to
man.
another? I'm like, what, a staple gun? To
People
hang flyers
travel
for
like
Sebastian?
that anyway. That's so manly too. That's super stud of him to I know so many studs that are badass, like Rambo, Arnold Schwarzenegger type studs that go to court over women threatening them because they're afraid for their lives, and they come out looking real tough too. It's pretty wild. So maybe I should reconsider making fun of him, I guess, because it's pretty tough of him to go up to court and really stick it to a woman that's 5 feet tall. Tough guy.
She's such a little shorty. Aw, I know. And all for nothing. I mean, they've been in court more
Yes.
times about their own issues than about Sebastian.
Yep.
Little Miss Sharon says looks like Buzz Lightyear's mom.
Buzz Lightyear to the rescue.
we need a rescue.
I'll be right back.
Okay. The Real Me Too says it's okay because their day is coming. Truth will come out. I agree with that 100%. The Real Me Too. You got it. And, it was all for a bunch of crap, in my opinion, right? They didn't believe what they were saying. Chris Proudfoot's not scared. He's the big bad bully on the block. He's over there accosting Bobby the neighbor in the streets. on her own, in her own neighborhood that she's been at longer. You know, like, wow, I can't imagine somebody coming in the neighborhood and thinking they're gonna run shit. But here comes Chris Brownfoot, you know. So yeah, she needs to wear a shirt. Yeah, one with yeah. Yeah. I think we all need to be there with shirts on, bells and whistles on. Aw, Betty isn't even 5 foot tall. I don't know. She's so much shorter than me, the real me too. So I don't even like, I didn't even count after. I was just like, oh my gosh, Betty, you're short. But hey, she's small but mighty, right? And it was all over lies. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It's just crazy. It's absolutely insane. Um, the way that they act, you know, it really is. Okay, we'll take down Kathy Leno over here. Maddie Leno. Oh my gosh, you guys just cracked me up. Okay, so um that's right. That's right. She'll make sure that Sebastian, and that's another thing, it'll bring Sebastian back into the spotlight. And you know, as bad as it sounds, I hate that for him though, because he deserves so much better than to be, you know, in the courts in that way. I think he deserves justice. So I'm going to add this to the screen, guys, and show you guys this really quick, because this is interesting in my opinion, and goes to the trash truck lights and all of this and what was said by Bobby. So it kind of ties into everything here.
That night, Katie claims the night of the 25th that Sebastian takes the trash out after they arrived home from going out to dinner. Go ahead.
There's no specific footage of that. The neighbor that has the Ring door camera that saw that, she said to me on the phone that the only thing you can see is a silhouette. She said you cannot see a physical person. There is absolutely no physical proof of Sebastian being at their house that night after dinner. There's nothing. There's her car coming home. My neighbor did tell me that she saw her car come, but she parks in the garage, so nobody saw him get out of the car.
What time was that? I always want to know what time she arrived home. DCS.
I asked, and she said that it was so dark that she couldn't really see. She saw about 6 or so, I think is what she said, ish, because they went to dinner at Texas and then supposedly came home, and then her car came in the driveway around 6, and then somebody pulled the trash bin out, you know, after that. But they don't know who it was because you can't tell.
So no evidence. Any neighbor, including yourself, or any, because you all talk, the neighbors talk to everybody and said there's nothing to indicate that he was home that night. He got home.
There's no proof of that. Nobody ever saw him come home, or really, I mean, I don't even know if anybody can say they saw him leave with her.
Okay, guys. So yeah, this is the big moment where Bobby is saying that there isn't footage that is visible, right, of who actually took the trash out, and the fact that Katie parked right in the garage and it was dark out and that sort of thing. We also talked about Sweetie Pilo talking to the neighbors as well, and they were saying the same thing, that you couldn't tell who it is, and it's their footage. So Bobby's describing the Ring camera footage from the neighbors directly across from the Proudfoots, and she is saying that you cannot tell who took the trash bin to the end of the driveway, right? So that's huge, big news right at this time. And again, this interview didn't even happen until June of 2024. So we just watched Seth struggling his ass off in March of 2024. None of the neighbors helping him, none of the neighbors giving him footage, none of the neighbors doing anything to give him any information about what they know or what they saw or what they didn't see or what they don't know. But he's struggling like hell. And then here comes Bobby the neighbor, right, talking to JLR in June of 24. June 9th, I think this is the exact date of this interview. Don't quote me on that, but it was definitely June of 24. that this was aired and this was live and everybody was watching it. So they weren't so quick to help him either, right? So when we look at this, and again, I'm not trying to, don't show hate to anyone, guys. I'm putting this into perspective for you to so you'll be impacted by it. I'm trying to be impactful. I'm not trying to be hateful. But a father finding out in March that DCS was involved with his son's case, and then he disappears. He finds this out on a podcast. Now, again, he's sitting here in June finding this out on a podcast. Hopefully not. Maybe she reached out. But we don't see that sort of community, right? We don't see green light bulbs in the neighborhood for Sebastian. We don't see any of that. It's a sad little lonely sign in Chris and Katie's yard because we made them put it up, because if they didn't, we were, saying, why not? You guys are awful. Oh my God, I can't believe them. They're guilty, guilty, guilty. So they put the sign out. In my opinion, that's what happened there. But again, I just want to put this into perspective, because all these people want to go out and, be on the show of this big creator, but they're not communicating with Seth like they should be, in my opinion. No one was the moral of the story, no one was communicating with Seth like they should have been.
I mean, no, I don't think anybody actually looked back that far. It was so chaotic at the very beginning. I think the police were so focused on a runaway teen that was what everybody was focused on. So when they first asked to look at their video cameras, I think everybody was checking actual him walking out, but there's no proof of him physically walking out.
The surprising development in the search for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers, who's been missing for 18 days. An exclusive look at new video evidence.
Authorities have scrutinized home security video from that Hendersonville neighborhood, trying to learn what happened to that teen with autism.
All right, guys. So we know that in the beginning, even from the dispatch audio that we've listened to, they were collecting information in the neighborhood. They were collecting video. They were collecting any type of sightings or anything they could find that people had picked up on their Ring camera and otherwise, right? Their stationary cameras, I don't know, Nest cameras. There's all kinds of different ones. And in this neighborhood, there's some nice houses with some nice stuff to keep an eye on. And so there were a lot of cameras and they gathered a lot of footage. This is part of what was leaked out. Now, I do want to put a disclaimer in this. This is a video that someone took from their cell phone of the footage and then gave it to Nick Barris. But then after that, there were a couple of other leaked clips from that particular camera that were also shared in Facebook groups. Again, I hope that this was given to Seth. I'm not sure if it was, but it just speaks to them not putting him and keeping him in the loop from day one. And again, March 14th, 2024, this came out, and then Seth talks about it in the interview we just watched. And that TBI is telling him Nick Barris is an asshole. He put this footage out. It's not flashlights. It is a trash truck at 3 a.m. And Scranton, I'm not sure, because I don't think there's thank you, The Real Me Too. Yeah, there's not a date set yet. Well, there's our beautiful witchy mama. Hello, witchy mama. So, yeah, just to put it all in perspective, guys. So this is what we're going to see.
Now you can take a look for yourself. Our Nick Barris obtained video that appears to show two people near Sebastian's home the night his parents say he disappeared.
Oh, and they also call it exclusive footage and evidence, right? But then all of a sudden it's been dragged through the mud and said, oh no, this isn't true, even though we're seeing it with our own two eyes. I just want to point that out too. Sorry.
A video you're about to see is from early Monday morning, February 26th, around 3:10 a.m.
Oh,
Now,
shut up, Nick Barris.
In the Stafford Court neighborhood. So it is at night, pitch black. What you will see here are these 2 points of light believed to be people with flashlights in the area around Sebastian Rogers' Hendersonville home. It is believed Sebastian left his home barefoot and with a flashlight sometime overnight. Since his disappearance, authorities have reviewed security video from homes in the neighborhood looking for clues.
We have had several clips that have come in.
And this one is getting the most attention, showing signs of activity around Sebastian's home the night he disappeared. You see two light sources, which we've circled to help you follow. For point of reference, the security camera was pointed toward the back of Sebastian's home in a common area.
Okay, guys, here's a better aerial view of what we're looking at here in the flashlight video. And
Whoops, sorry, I didn't know I did commentary in this video. Okay, so but it is a good indication. We can kind of talk about it a little bit here. So, you know, the camera angle would be right here. We have this big ditch, right? I was trying to get footage of this ditch, and the lady was pissed off and ran me out of the neighborhood. Get back out of here! Very angry. She's like, he is not here. He's not here. And I'm like, I know he's not here, but I want a picture of the ditch. And she was very right. Ooh, she was mad. But yeah, what do you think, Libra, of this? You know, because I mean, obviously a trash truck couldn't come through this area with that big ditch. It just wouldn't fit.
No, it wouldn't. And that's it came right through that area where that ditch is. And the way that mob crew lined up those lights over on the left, if you watch the light video, if you can pan back to that light video, and you see those three, it looks like 3 or 4 lights on the left that are still, that's from a garage. And see that camera that's on that house with the trucks and the boats and everything else right here, where this source of this camera is at an angle.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. And up to the left of that subject 2 there, those are lights from a house in the distance. Those are garage lights. And it lines perfectly up that subject 2 and subject 1 are going through that little area where the gazebo would be probably between them somewhere in there. That's the angle we're looking at. Now, there was another video where the 3 a.m. where the 3 a.m. The car comes up. You can see a little bit of the trash, and so this is really pretty bad compared to one of them I've seen where you can kind of see the cars in the guy's driveway that owns the surveillance for this video right here. But yeah, there's people out there trying to sell a narrative to you, in my opinion, because to the public, in my opinion, because it's just so damn obvious and it's been debunked over and over and over. All you gotta do is watch Light's video with Mob Crew from the beginning. I mean, he goes in depth with it. He's been looking at this stuff for hours, and you'll see that it's just BS, in my opinion. You'll understand. I couldn't explain it like he does because I don't have the tools right now to do that. You know, if I could share screen and go live, I could kind of show you what I'm talking about.
No, you're so right.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll just look up Bob Crew. He gets in depth with it. Yeah. And then, like I said earlier, then,
here too,
Fisher comes up and he's changing the story, and it's like, wait, I thought you said it was a trash truck. Now you're telling me it's a damn guy taking out the trash. Get out of here.
Right. So do I have a good view of that house? I don't think I do on here.
Yeah, you probably have to.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Is this from the video, right? This is not maps. Yeah, if you get on maps and you kind of, let's see, I'm trying to see exactly where it's at here. Yeah.
Oh, I can pull it up on maps. Yeah, I could pull it up on maps. Because
now down at the bottom where it says Kellen and Stafford, it's at that corner. That's where that camera is, and it's pointing at an angle. Yeah, see your cursor right there. And if you go up toward that red, that's the angle it's kind of pointing at, toward up, where Sebastian's house is. Yep. And that lights are coming from that house right up under Sebastian's, right up under that red pin. And that house right there that's right next to it, that's the one with those 4 lights you're seeing on the left. So those flashlights are, pretty much where that gazebo is, and that big house with the big driveway, the big bright driveway and all the cars across from Stafford and Kellen That's on, the other corner of Stafford and Kelly, if that makes sense. We need PowerPoint. Damn it. What's going on here?
I know exactly. No, I know.
I'm kidding.
I'm going to pull up the map and see if we can't take a look because
Yeah.
I'd have to go to Google Maps. Sorry.
You can do like a street view and kind of go up, show the street view and kind of show the top view as well, or aerial view, if you will.
Yeah, let me pull up an aerial view. So because I want to show them, kind of, because I'm right with you. I think Mob Crew does the best job of explaining and going over that footage and then putting it into perspective on how this camera over here caught that angle, and also like you said, it's the one right here next to them that has the big floodlights on their house as well.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good to pull it in and look at it.
Yeah. I'm right now looking up the Mob Crew Lights video, and I'll just put a link in there in the chat. I guess I might as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you can do that with it because you got a wrench.
And you know what? The reason why I pick on Nick Barris is just because he's just Nick Embarrassed, I should call him. Nick Embarrassed. It's because he's no better than the rest of anybody. He sits here and goes, well, I want to find Sebastian just as well as anyone else. And he got on Facebook Live and everybody ripped him to shreds. I mean, the public ripped him to shreds. And he's like, no, trust me, guys. I want to find Sebastian as well, but it was a trash truck. And he's trying to sell that narrative. It's like, dude, are you involved with this? What's wrong with you? In my opinion, what's wrong with you? Nick? Embarrassed? Weird.
No, I agree with you too. And I mean, and it was weird and everybody knew it. It was very difficult for him to, how do we say, backpedal, right? The situation. I agree. I understand he's got to keep his job and stuff like that. But yeah, I was equally like, wow, that's crazy that he's just all of a sudden saying that it's a trash truck. But I also want to point out that when I was doing research on Eric Craddock, the only news personality or, broadcaster that I saw in his friends list was Nick Barris, and that's it. He's not friends with Caitlin Quisenberry or any of the other reporters.
Right. Yeah.
But he's Facebook friends with Nick Barris.
Now, I guess this would be the best one. Oh, really?
Yeah, he is. I showed it on one of my videos. Yeah.
A link that y'all can watch later if you'd like. Because how dare you ever, if you leave this channel, I swear to God. No. But I put a link up here to Mob Crew's video, and it pretty much has fish sticks on there. We call Steven Fisher fish sticks. It's kind of his nickname on there. Yeah. So anyway, I put a link up here in the chat. You can't click it. Obviously, I guess you can copy and paste. It looks like, but that he kind of explains the BS.
It should turn it into a hyperlink. I think it should.
It should. Oh, maybe it does. It doesn't for me, but. What do I know? I'm just a guy. So, but yeah, it's a good view. Okay, so let's see here. Trying to see where we're at.
So this house has the lights. Should I do a street view?
Yeah, I want to see a street view if you don't mind, and then try to go to Kellen and Stafford, that corner of Kellen and Stafford. So yeah, you'd have to go. I don't know what northeast, southwest that is, but. Yeah, that house right there. Y'all see this house that she's coming up on with right there. And has that boat, that truck. The camera is up here next to the garage door, if I'm not mistaken. And it's hanging at an angle towards the Poopy Feet's house. Poopy Foot's house. And is it that one? Oh, the black one on the right. Yeah. I think that's the one. Yeah, that's it. Because there was
and I think they put one here too.
Yep, that's it. Yep, this is one I was thinking of that you're showing right now. And if you look from that, the way that's pointed now, turn, if you don't mind, to the right here, and just pan over to the right. Yep, there's that one. But pan over to the right if you don't mind. Just keep going until I tell you to stop, and I'll show you where they're saying this guy was taking. Those cameras are pointed down towards Sebastian's. Remember. And they're saying the trash was being taken down at a house about to the left of your cursor right there. This house right here where that gazebo is, that's where those three
this house right here.
blob. Yeah, that's where that big blob of light is that you're seeing when you see that lights video. You're seeing you're seeing at the top left corner when you're looking at the lights video. You see what I'm saying? It has like those three big blobs.
Oh, I gotcha.
Because it's so blurry, but it's three lights over those garage doors. And then you see the light on the right, kind of to the right of the gazebo, I guess. And then you see, if you pan over to the right here, and where this little screen room is, you'll see kind of, you'll kind of see down here further. And this is not the exact angles, why, too. I think if you moved more down the street, we get to where the house we're looking at here is more to the right. Yeah, so go down the street a little bit more. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. Something like this right here, I think. And then you see how those lights are at the top left corner. So now if you pan down and kind of replicate what we saw in that lights video. So yeah, just what you're doing, that cursor right there, and pull those that garage up there to the left up there in the screen. It's kind of like that weird angle. This isn't exacto either. This is kind of maybe too far by now, but you can't really exactly do it on this like you can.
I know
in real
you can't
life.
get exact. Yeah.
But you can see what's kind of going on there, right? It's not pointed up to your very left, way up there, what like Fisher and all them are saying. There's no way. I mean, if anybody's got a brain cell would know this.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you can see it with your own two eyes, and that's what gets me too. I'm like, it's very obvious that that's what we're looking at. So I was thinking it was the house a little bit farther down, but it's not. It's the one right here. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. Now, if you pan to the left now, if you don't mind, pan to the left, like you're looking to your left. I believe it's that house right there, the white house right there. They're saying
this way
with the steep driveway. Yep, I believe it's that one. They're saying that's where the yeah, they lined it up something weird like that. But that white house right there, straight in front of you, has a steep driveway that goes down to the right here, which is actually to the left of that garage that I was telling you about. And they're saying that's where the trash guy was taking his trash down the hill. So it changed from a trash truck to that after it was getting debunked. So it's like, well, make up your mind. Which one do you want to lie about? Because that's BS. And my opinion, it's just kind of obvious. Those cameras are not pointed way up there to the left. So they messed around. And they came out with a camera. They came out with a phone and tried to replicate it. They didn't go in the house like a badass and actually use the same exact surveillance and see where it's at. That's all you had to do. But they're so badass. They got a phone out and they tried to, make up a narrative, in my opinion, with their phone and try to say it's at this angle and held it up next to the cameras and, oh, that's it right there, like Clitoris said. It's it right there. We found it. That's the angle. That's perfect right there. They're laughing about it like it's funny.
I know.
Conan's
I'm laughing
funny,
too though, because it's hilarious that they're. No, when I saw that, I was like, "There's no way that works." Right? Yeah, there's no way that works. Just looking at the way everything is.
Conan's funny, but y'all trying to actually, in my opinion, y'all try to actually deceive people is not funny. Yeah, I mean it's obvious that I don't think that's Conan O'Brien in his green hoodie. But when you're doing this shit, it's obvious, man. That you're really trying to sell a narrative and you're being serious when you say it. See, well,
there's no way a trash truck is going through with that gazebo and everything there.
watched Laura Lodge, and he's like, let's see. Well, the crazy thing is, it's like, spit it out, fish. The man talks and he never spits it out. It drives me nuts.
Oh yeah, he big time. I don't know if it's like a stutter because he's nervous or what, but he does definitely stutter and go blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, wait a minute, what just happened? Yeah, because I remember him being on Laura Lodge and he did that.
Yeah, y'all watch Laura Lodge as well if you want to see some stuff about some of the fishy stuff, if you know what I mean. LORELODGE. Sorry, I'm stuffing my face, y'all. I got hungry and I'm eating some pasta.
No, you're good. I can even tell. But yeah, he did a horrible job on there. In my opinion, he definitely was trying to spin that narrative and make it seem like,
he rolls
Chris and
his
Katie
eyes.
were doing everything they could, all that,
Yeah, he rolls his eyes at Mob Crew like.
Well, they were making fun of the videos and stuff.
You might have looked at that. You didn't see all that Mob Crew saw, though, dude. He put you to shame.
Yeah, well, Chris was really upset. And the thing is, too, is I think when they get really upset about something, it is an indication that we're onto something. So just the fact that they got upset with, Chris's analysis, I think it says a lot,
It does. Why would you worry about that? You should appreciate it.
Yeah, and I'm glad that
if you're here for Sebastian like you claim you are, then why don't you appreciate somebody trying to find them instead of trying to constantly cause strife?
Oh, definitely. I think that's a telltale sign too that something's not right. Even the grandparents accosting JLR in the street, right? Like I understand. I'm not a big fan of his, obviously, for obvious reasons. But I mean, really, if it was somebody coming to my neighborhood to check out what was going on because my child was missing or my grandchild was missing, I would absolutely thank them, even if I didn't like them.
Right. I mean, yep. Logic alone would tell you that anyone in their right mind would try to work together if this is the same goal. If it's not, then it's not. Something's up. But we all know that, right? In my opinion, something's up. Oh hey little Sharon, how you been? LOL, says Sandy. Sassy Sandy, is that you? Sassy Sandy.
Yeah, little Miss Sharon saying that she's glad that we don't have to deal with the Clue Crew anymore on YouTube, at least. I have a kick, but I haven't gone over there and made anything or put it. It's not like you post.
Talk about Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yes. Quasimodo.
You talking about Quasimodo? Quasimodo, the Quasimodo of crime. Yeah, buddy, I know who that is. Yeah.
Hello, deafening
looks
silence.
Looks just like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Let's go.
I like the Simpsons picture that I posted. That was pretty funny.
Hey, deafening silence. So good to see you.
Yes, deafening silence is here. All right, so I'll play this video a little bit through with the common light source and see what Nick Barris has to say. But I just want to show you guys.
Dick embarrassed. Dick embarrassed.
Nick embarrassed.
Dick embarrassed.
And I believe Bobby. I just ask you, Libra. Do you believe Bobby, the neighbor? Do you think she's a credible source? I do.
I do. Why not? I mean, why would, unless there's some kind of vendetta against the poopy foots or the sticky sakis or something, then why would she lie about just random stuff like this? Unless you just don't like somebody. But I mean, as far as I know, there's no beef there that would just make her go, hey, no, I saw that, I witnessed this, I witnessed that, and I've heard rumors, but I believe Bobby from what I've heard. So I don't have a reason not to, though. You know what I mean? But if you can convince me otherwise, and if I could get more info, drop a link. But
Crack the link.
Drop the link, baby. Hit the subscribe button, by the way, y'all. Hit the like button, by the way.
Thank you.
Anyway,
but no, I agree. I agree with you. I mean, she's not giving us a reason not to, and many times you would watch her, and even her linguistics, her body language, all that was lining up with, like, if she was thinking about something that she was asked, she would be like, well, I don't know. And she wasn't afraid to say, I don't know. Cause sometimes, people will get interviewed and they have all the answers and you're sitting there thinking, okay, well, I mean, it just seems a little inauthentic, but with her, I think she's authentic and she's being real for the most part, with this interview.
yeah. Are you going to play an interview of her?
Yes. And
awesome.
Really quick, Sandy says, do people think it's her and her kids that are responsible for Sebastian? And it's because of what FS Fishy had to say about, like, he was the one that started spinning that narrative.
SF Fishy, stupid effing fishy.
Stupid effing fishy. Very fishy. Right? I mean, because why would he do that to her? I don't understand that either, but
yeah. Then there's some alleged shenanigans going on in the neighborhood, if you will, as a lot of have knowledge about, allegedly. Allegedly some kind of affairs going on with the little feetsy somebody that likes some feet and police uniform.
Yeah, I did hear that.
If you catch my drift.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely heard that, and I can't discount it. I don't know for sure, but
like police, it's like feet and a police uniform and a car. Police uniform, feet, and a car.
Just think those three clues.
Yeah, you get it right. The riddle me this. Yeah, it's like Batman.
Yeah.
From Batman.
And he was alleged to have said, this is bad, this is so bad. It's also alleged that he didn't turn in his camera footage
at the vigil, right? The first vigil, I think it was bad. It's so bad. It's like, what?
Yeah, they had a little neighborhood vigil, and I do have Bobby actually talking about that, but she doesn't mention anything like that being said.
Weird.
That was alleged by someone else, unless it was her behind the scenes, and it was a thing where it was, don't tell anybody, but ... because that does happen.
Sus.
Very suspicious. So I don't know who said it. I don't know who alleged it, but I do know about it being alleged.
Sussy.
And then also with the camera footage, that he didn't keep that camera footage.
Sussy, sissy, Chrissy, pissy. Sussy, sissy, Chrissy, pissy.
Big time. And they were pissed about this whole thing. So, deflection. I agree, Scranton. Okay, guys, let's watch a little bit more of this.
Let's watch.
In the video, you see subject 1 with a light source in the lower right-hand corner.
See, that's
then
the garage
you see
up to the
subject
left.
2 briefly appear and move toward the first before that light source is covered or obscured by bushes. Subject 1, a few seconds later, then moves out of frame. Then subject 2 reappears and follows subject 1 off screen. It's a short time later and it's very vague, but then you see one of the subjects moving quickly back through the common area, and that is it.
It's not an easeway. It's not an easeway. It's not a common area. That's my fucking property. That's my property.
I own it. I own it. I own it.
I own that. Now, what were you
I
doing
own
on
that
my property?
property.
You was on my property. I own that.
And my boyfriend owns the property next.
Yeah,
next
and that
door, allegedly.
that police uniform in the car, with my feet. I own that.
I mean, the fact
Yeah.
that there was a light source that came back to the house is why I'm stuck. And, especially, again, I think Mob Crew did the best job of debunking and showing what happened here. But this light source came from here, met up with another one, and then walked back. That is two independent lights moving, not headlights, because it's also been alleged, not, I mean, in my opinion, it's not a trash truck. It would never fit through there. Doesn't come through at 3 a.m. So many reasons why it's not that. And also, if it was one person taking out their trash, why would there be somebody at the end of the curb waiting for them? Hence the other light source. I don't think she would do an interview, Sandy. I don't. No. I think she probably talks to creators behind the scenes still, because she was talking with UA and Crabtree at a certain point. Yeah, exactly. The neighbors would have given Fishy and Foot their videos, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, especially because Chris Carr and Katie Proudfoot are friends on Facebook as well. That was another one that I had showed before. 3 a.m. Yeah. Nobody's coming through in a trash truck at 3 a.m. No one's taking their trash out. Well, I can't say no one, but I doubt it.
No, there's not much to see here. You certainly cannot identify anyone, but those close to the investigation tell me the mere fact that there is now evidence that someone is in the area around Sebastian's home is significant. This video shows suspicious activity in the immediate area the night Sebastian disappeared. Could one of these subjects have been Sebastian? Did he meet and leave with someone? Sebastian's father says his son would not go with a stranger.
It's up in the air for me because I don't think he would get into a vehicle with somebody unless he knew them.
So what are we seeing here? I know.
Okay, let me tell you that if it was Sebastian that left the house, then somebody else went back. So that doesn't make sense. Why can't people just do the right thing? I mean, that's what's frustrating to me. It really is, because they're not doing the right thing here. We're seeing with our own two eyes, right? There's someone waiting here with the light. There's someone coming from the house with the light. They eventually meet up together, and then the light source goes back really quick. Real awkward, like Katie would run back, like, ee, wee, all the way home. Katie, come on now. So crazy to me. Oh, Bobby's dad is the other home builder in the new phase, Liberty? In that region besides DG, her dad is 1000% knows the flying monkey socks and his dad. That's interesting. Yeah, deafening silence, that's it. If it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck. It's a flippin' duck, right? There were ducks in the pool yesterday. It was hilarious, by the way. Geese. Maybe they were geese. Either way, reminded me of that. KP with the flashlight sprinting back to the house, allegedly, in my opinion. Yeah. And I don't even know how fast she was probably going, but it seemed like she didn't come up with that sort of angst, right? Which makes me believe that maybe she was carrying something out, right? Because she wasn't, going as fast the first time. The second time, I agree, deafening silence. She's probably booking her ass back home, because who else would be doing that? If Katie and Sebastian, let's just use reasoning deduction, and we're going to go back to Sesame Street for a second. right? There's two people at the Proudfoot residence, Katie and Sebastian. They have the dogs, but we're not going to count them for this, right? There's two people there, allegedly, according to Katie and what she's maintained this entire time. Just me and my son were there, just me and Sebastian, right? So we see this, and we see someone coming from the house and then someone coming back, and in the morning there's only one person left. Do 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 do.
Now there's also do 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 do. There's also a theory that it could just be a duffel bag full of stuff. There may be evidence and not Sebastian, that he might not have made it home.
I mean, I think that's a good point that you're bringing up. Because we don't know, do we? We don't know if he made it home.
Right.
What's your theory if he didn't make it home? Like, I'm interested to know.
Well, there is a little spot that Silver's on Scene did visit, and I've seen this spot before years and years ago. Okay. And it's a little, it's a secluded area. Okay. Off of a certain road, and it's an easy spot. You could do a switcheroo with somebody, and there's no cameras or anything. Houses, there's new housing around it, but there was a time when there was, at this time during, in 2024, those houses were there, but unless there's no unless there's cameras, pointing out at that road, they still would pass it. They just have to pass them off quickly, get back on the road, and head back, and then that would bring them back out to, eventually to where they live. From Texas Roadhouse, by the way. So it's a place in between Texas Roadhouse and Sebastian's home. And so that's a theory. And
are you talking about that Stop 30, like right by what's that little restaurant over there by the BP? Off of Stop 30 Road. Is it?
Well, there's a bar. It used to be it's like it changed to something else now, I think. But it used to be like a little bar down there, but there's only like one house on the left. It's a bunch of farmland, and then the new housing on the right, but that's still a little gap between that and there's some farmland, and then there's a little area. You just go down this random dirt road, and it ends up like it's like an electrical or like a radio tower, maybe not even a radio tower, I'm not sure, but some kind of little station there or something. It's not manned, but they found like deer bone out there. When I think Silvers went out there, he found some animal bones and stuff, and I found animal bones searching for Sebastian, but he went out there and he looked at it, and it's a very secluded spot. It's very secluded where there's not maybe many witnesses to be possible unless there's somebody out in the woods for no reason, and there's no cameras out there, and it's unmanned. There's no men unless they're working on that, electrical stuff.
Well, and that's why. So when I went there for Pig
theory
Fest,
because, in my opinion, because.
Well, when I went, I got to tell you this because when I went there for Pig Fest, Jen took me to that spot, and we found all the deer bones and stuff like that. Because that was one of the spots she wanted to show me, and she asked Silvers to go out to that location, and he did.
Oh,
so
okay.
He did. Yeah, so he did that video after we did, but he also kind of went back in there, and there was like a little camp type of thing set up back there. So I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. If you don't mind, if you could pull it up on the map, just look up. There's off
what do
that
I
road.
Call it? Yeah. What do I call it?
I believe it is still Stop 30 Road in Hendersonville, Tennessee. It's
I
off
was
of.
gonna look up that little bar. What's that little bar called?
Oh, I don't know now. But years ago, it was. I can't remember what it was years ago. Something silly. But you don't need to look that up. Just look up. Look up the BP then, right there off New Shackle.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. That's a good idea. Okay, so BP.
And then it'll be to the right of that. Yeah. It'll just be to the right of that. So I mean, it's not hard. I believe the Catholic Church is off that road. Unless it's off a different road, there's a Our Lady of the Lake. It's a Catholic church off that same road as well, toward the highway by 386. Yeah. You like my new Libra sign photo here, avatar?
I do like it. I'm
Kind of random because I forgot them on my phone and I was like, oh, I don't have anything. It's just this creep with this default picture.
Oh, okay, here it is. Here's the substation. Sorry. I would say that's what they call it. They call it the electrical substation. I also have a video of us going there too. Hold on one second.
Yeah,
so I thought that was really cool of Silver's to go out there after we did, because that place is very strange, and like you said, it's off a dirt road. Here it is. Sorry. Let me just zoom out a little bit. But yeah, this is on the way home from the Texas Roadhouse, right? And this is that little substation. But I don't know if he was on this side of the woods or if they were on this side of the woods when they found the little camp.
Oh, a little camp in that. Oh, wow. Interesting. Huh.
Yeah, there was like a little camp in the back of the woods. It was really weird.
Might be somebody owns some of that do that. If they didn't, somebody probably gotten really good idea, save on some tax money and some housing. I'm going to live out here in the woods. Screw the law. Yeah, that's it right there, though. I just forgot what it looked like from the aerial view, you know, but yeah. Now,
and that place is called Jake's, because I know we were like right over Jake's Southern Diner right here.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I kind of mapped it in my head. Because I was like, it's right. Yeah, that's why I was like, but yeah, I mean, look at all that where they could just pull off. There's two roads, by the way, too. There's like another road there's no access to, but the other road is full access.
Yeah. Now it does get fuzzy and stuff when you use the maps because of the bandwidth, I think. Just to let you know. It makes your voice cut out and stuff. But
I know it's when I pull up the maps, isn't it?
yeah, it's probably just use more bandwidth. And you're fine now. But I think when you're moving the map around, it does it. Just letting you know. I just noticed that.
Okay, I thought so.
Doing that. No big deal. We don't do it a whole lot anyway.
Know.
Yeah, we don't do it a whole lot anyway. So man, yeah, it's just the weirdest looking place though, isn't it? In person, it's just weird. It's like this is like hidden back here. So creepy.
It is weird, and there's a lot of like bones.
Now, if you zoom out, if you don't mind,
Yeah,
and
like-
show everyone where Texas Roadhouse is in comparison to this, because it's
6 minutes away.
You got Eagle.
Yeah, I checked it on the thing. There's Texas Roadhouse. Yeah. So
yep,
yeah,
there it
you
is.
have
I'm looking at it.
Texas
I'm looking at
Roadhouse,
it.
and then-
I'm thinking in my mind, I'm upside down the way I'm looking at it in my mind. So yeah, I see it now. That's funny. I'm thinking of it upside down just in my mind. Going like a certain direction.
no worries. Scranton says, Libra, do you have a YouTube channel?
I do not. Well, I do, but it doesn't have anything on it. I'm not a YouTuber. I mean, I'm a guest. But I don't know if I'd ever.
You're a YouTuber now. No, I'm just kidding.
Right? No, yeah, right.
We're gonna make a YouTuber out of you.
Oh, loud. Loud.
Oh Lord.
Commentator.
Oh, Lord, no.
I'll just be a commentator or a narrator or something, but no, I'm just kidding.
No, I love having you up. It's really fun. It's fun not talking to myself the whole time.
Good. You deserve a break. All that talking.
Oh, good Lord. I just talk away. And then I wonder why I can't. Like, sometimes I'll be like coughing because I can't.
Yeah. So if you look over here, you got Texas Roadhouse here. And then if you look right here to the left of it, you see Veterans Park and you see a little water and crap. That's over there where the Pig Fest was. That's where that pig fest was. That's how
Yes.
small of a world this little area is.
Well, I'm glad you said that because, okay, like I didn't realize it until I got there. And I'm like, when we went back to the Texas Roadhouse, I'm like, why are we going back to Pig Fest? I thought we were going to Texas Roadhouse. And I'm like, it's right there, right?
Yeah, it's
Everything's
right next
right
to
there.
Veterans
And
Park.
BJ's.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
BJ's is oh, you're talking about Costco?
Well, that BJ's wholesale, like I thought it was farther away.
It
It's
is.
like
It
right
is.
there.
It's in Rivergate. It's in Rivergate, I thought. And there's a Costco in Hendersonville, but Rivergate has BJ's. Unless I'm wrong. I don't know. I haven't been to Hendersonville in a while, and that place has changed a lot. So it's, you know, they've added a Costco for sure. That's right behind the Hendersonville Hospital, and it's really nice though. I think I've been in there, but Costco's nice. I like Costco. Shouts to Costco. But I've only been to Costco in Ohio, I think, because if you're in Detroit and you go down to pretty much to, I was south of Detroit at the time, and you just go to Toledo, Ohio for everything. So we'd go to Costco in Toledo, Ohio all the time. And I was like, oh, this is like Sam's. I like this place. Oh, yeah, and Sam's is over there next to Texas Roadhouse. That's what that is. But
Okay, I'm sorry. Do
there's
I
BJ's
sound
in
okay?
Rivergate,
Because I had to
right
put my
down
headphones in.
yeah, you sound better because I think we were hearing your fan running or something earlier.
No, it started
It's nice and
raining
silent
really,
now.
really hard. It started
Oh, is that what? Holy crap.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's not gonna do. Sorry about that. Sorry, guys, with the audio issues.
You got some nice sound canceling on this one. Yeah, it sounds a lot better. We don't hear a lot of background noise now. Good deal.
Oh, good. Okay, so maybe I need to wear them more often. I just talk louder when I do, so
I got these awesome headphones I got at Goodwill, and they're like gamer headphones. So you put the USB in and you put the jack in, and so the jack's hooked into my mic, so I can hear myself and I hear you and everything. And then it's really cool though. It has a little mic on it. It's a little gamer thing. I got it for nothing, and because I'm not going to pay anything for this, I'm not going to pay anything for anything if I don't have to. I'm that guy. I get really nice
Oh
stuff.
my gosh, I got my whole thing for like $50, like the whole setup. Because so when you were asking me what type of mic I
Heck
have, I'm
yeah.
like, I don't know, because I got it on a Black Friday deal. So,
Oh, nice. Mine's a Samsung.
Yeah.
It's old. It's a newer one. I had a Firewire one or a XLR mic. Well, you don't need a soundboard and XLR and all that to hook to your computer. It just adds more noise, more interference. Now they made one. Sam Ash closed down over here in Rivergate is where it was, and I went to Sam Ash in Rivergate in Madison, Tennessee, and got a new one. It was a USB, and USB runs faster than it used to. That's another thing. Firewire used to be, faster than USB, and that's why you'd want Firewire. So I only had Firewire on my Apple computer, and it just would run slow when I tried to record. It drove me nuts. So anyway, they were shutting down, so I got this cheap as heck, like $30 or something, and it's still like a pretty modern sounding. I listened to it to check it out on YouTube, and it sounds good. Surprisingly, Craddock would have thrown it out. Says Sandy, is that what it was? Who
no,
said that?
Jen Jen said
Jen, how you doing, Jen? Now
And then Scranton says you should get a YouTube channel, in which he says, yeah, master thrifter who raised kids to be thrifters. Yeah, I definitely did. And I love thrift stores. The good ones are the best because people just donate stuff. There's still like tags on it. It's amazing.
I got this real gangster suede vest. I wear vests a lot, like with tie and stuff. And I got like 7-8 vests today. And then I got one that's so gangster. It looks like a bandana, a red bandana in the inside, and the outside is just plain red and suede. It's like a little pimp suit, like a little pimp vest. It's so cool, man. You just never know what you're gonna run into. Got an Adidas shirt with the stripes and everything. An Adidas not throwback, what do you call it? One of those little track runner looking, like an athletic jacket, black athletic Adidas jacket with some stripes on it. Just looked really nice, so I bought it. Yeah, you can find, oh man, I got so many nice things at being thrifty at thrift stores.
Oh yeah, definitely. They always have good stuff, and I don't like paying full price for anything.
Heck no.
If, like you said, if I don't have to, I try not to.
Yeah, heck no. We're not paying full price for nothing. No way.
See, I didn't even hear about that, Jen, about them doing that at all. Finding anything like that. Yeah, I'm not sure, hun. So yeah, right here, right? Then, so again, I know a lot of it was hearsay, but they were talking about like 6 minutes worth of audio being on the dash cam or whatever it was, Libra. I don't know. Chris was saying it was one of those
It's not a
radar
dash
detectors.
cam. It's not a
He
dash
flips
cam.
out.
That's what
He
Chris.
totally flips out.
That's what Chris said.
What you know what's so funny about that is that,
We have
Sebastian's
live
the one that
360.
should be flipping the fuck out,
Well, when you
Like,
say
he's
this,
not.
when he says this, he
Crazy.
gets mad and he goes, "It's not a dash cam," and then he turns around and goes, "There's a device in the car, and it records you when you talk, and it records you. Well, what else is it then? And why is it a big deal? Why don't you tell us what it is, bud? The radar detector that records your voice. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, like, I'm sure they make them, but chill out, chill out."
Right? Tell us what it is, but he never does. He's always like, "Let me help you out," but then he never helps us out.
Exactly.
Yeah, I fell for that a couple times where I was like really listening close when he said, "Let me help you out," and then I realized I'm like, this motherfucker.
Not helping me at all, bud.
No, not helping at all. And and again, it's just crazy to me that this all is in such close proximity to the neighborhood and just I mean, it could have been a 6-minute audio if she dropped him off at stop 30.
Yeah. 6 minutes is about right, actually. Some people look at a map and go, "Oh, it's 10 to 15 minutes." I'm like, "Oh, you can get there
Yeah,
quicker
I
than
mean, it
that."
took me,
Way
I will
quicker than
tell you, I went from the Texas Roadhouse and it took me about 15 minutes altogether. And that was on like a Sunday at about, I don't know, like 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Because I met a bunch of ladies out there for lunch at the Texas Roadhouse when I went for Pig Fest. And that's when I drove over to the neighborhood and the neighbor got mad at me because I was trying to film the ditch.
You can do that in public, by the way, all you want. She can try to run you off, but you can legally film and take pictures in public all that you want. It's your constitution.
Yeah, I was trying not to like take a picture of her house either. Like I was
You can do that
legit
too.
getting the ditch.
You can do that too if you wanted to. You can take a picture, whatever the heck you want. Just as long as you don't step on their property, no big deal.
I might
They
have
step on their
been
property and they have a no trespassing. Then yeah, you're trespassing, but that kills me about people.
same here because I don't see what the big deal is. Like,
Well, they're just probably tired of people coming around all the time, stalking which I'm not saying you were. I was just saying it comes off like stalking because they see people coming around that are not from the neighborhood all the time because Sebastian being missing, which makes sense. I mean, do you blame anybody? I mean, it's like a
Very
celebrity's
true.
house. So, I mean, it's like a celebrity's house. People are gonna pass by, get over it, But if they're making threats to you and they're literally stalking you and they're doing it more than once, then you got a problem, or they, if they're really threatening you. But we know that ain't the case. They just want to make it seem like that to everybody, so people leave them alone. But nobody will ever leave them alone, and I hope they never leave them alone.
Well, we can't because I mean they know what happened.
They
to
put it
Sebastian,
on
like I
themselves, in
said.
my opinion.
I agree. I don't know that I would
Yeah.
snap a picture
In
of Katie
our
in
opinion.
public, but I might. So
Oh, I
don't know
will.
what
I will.
do. Libra says I will.
I saw a
I mean,
as a matter of fact, I saw a Brinks van today, but it wasn't them. I got excited though.
That's funny. I did see a Brinks van when I was in the area actually last time, and it wasn't them either.
I never
but it was
noticed them
funny
until this
'cause-
case. Yeah, you
Yeah.
never noticed them
Now
until
I
this
notice
case.
those things.
Yeah, you're like, oh, is that stupid van? Hate that van. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah, and now that they got it wrapped apparently too, so that, is gonna it's not like any other of those really weird white vans that don't have any windows in the back.
huh? Yeah. What is it wrapped with? Just the regular Brinks thing? Is that what you mean? Or is it different color?
Yeah,
Or is
they
it
did
just
like
like
a
completely disguised? Is it camouflage now or something?
No, I know that sounds weird to rap, right? Like they just put the Brinks logo on it because in the beginning there wasn't any Brinks logo on her van, and according to what hindsight pulled up, they had the van wrapped. They took it to a place and put it, not completely wrapped, but just with the Brinks logo on it.
Hmm.
Now, of course,
Okay,
that's
I
alleged
see.
in their opinion. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
either. Now, Jen
yeah.
Jen says it was behind Beach High School. The walk with Terry Lynn took. Everyone could smell the stink. I remember that when
You do?
that one lady was, yeah, when that one lady did a video. I couldn't remember her name, but Mob Crew put her up, and she was walking through there, just kind of walking around the cemetery, and was like, "Man, something stinks." And it smelled like a dead
Oh,
animal or
Boss
something. She
Mama
said,
Mayo?
"It was like, man, it stinks bad." Yes, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So I don't know what this comment came from exactly, what it was referring to, what we were talking about, or if they're just going back and forth on here and it came up. Let's see. JR and Charlie filmed that and commented on it. Let's see.
That's another person they were saying they couldn't find Charlie Briley. Yeah, and then them saying it sunk around there. So I just don't know. I just don't know if see, because also I'm not sure about the pants situation. Too. So there was a lot of stuff about that too. And then, Lego My Diego dog handler is also friends with Chris Carr on Facebook.
Lego My Diego. What?
So that's what the dog handler's dog is named Lego My Diego. But I asked her in a chat about that, and she hopped out of it really quick. So I thought that was interesting.
Well, shoot. Shoot. Well, lady, I've got to go. I got somewhere to be. I just realized it was great
no
being with
worries.
you today. And
Yeah, thanks for coming up. We had
Probably,
fun. That Leno thing was hilarious.
after my Conan O'Brien comments that I made, if it's not suicide, okay, y'all. It's not unaliving of myself, y'all. It's not unaliving of myself. I didn't do it to myself, y'all. They got me. They whacked me. Okay. I just want to let you know.
I appreciate you being. I appreciate you being
kinda
up
nervous after that one, so-
and coming
and
up and
the-
telling us
yeah.
what you think about this stuff. It's interesting for sure.
Yeah, it really is. It's fun, but are you gonna be back on tonight as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna come up for night court. So
Well,
hoping to
we
have
will.
another video to kind of go over. I don't know if I'll be able to get one in time,
Yeah, I got you.
but
Well, it was great to be
but
here.
we'll still talk. Yeah.
Absolutely. And y'all have fun today. Nice to see everyone. And we'll holla at you. So holla at you, boy. I'm out. Have a good night.
You too, Libra. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So the Real Me Too has also stated that they weren't Sebastian's pants, and I don't believe they were either. I really don't, and it's I know it's hard to tell, but there was a lot of stuff going on with all of that also, which was it's weird. And I know people were talking about this they could smell, odd stuff over there. And I'm glad they got the cemetery thing figured out as well. So yeah, interesting. Little Miss Sharon, thank you guys for showing love to Libra. Oh, good, Grant. And I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, we have a fun time. I love hearing other people's perspectives, and also, of course, the guy perspective. We just all have to put our heads together. I don't know why it just seems so difficult. I do want to play this last part about Bobby the neighbor and what she says in this last part. So here we go.
No investigators are doing what they can to try enhancing the video for any more clues. For now, this video is now part of the Sebastian Rogers missing person file, and I'm told it could become more significant depending on where the ongoing investigation leads.
Recently, Channel 5 in Nashville, they had security footage that showed 2 flashlights the night he disappeared. Is there anything that you think about this video? Or
Sure. So there's a lot of speculations about that video that are floating on the internet. Okay, and that is exactly what it is. It's speculations. Now, what I can give you an official statement on is TBI Newslink has released a statement from law enforcement, between local law enforcement, state law enforcement, some federal law enforcement, and they have analyzed that video so many times over that everything that everybody is trying to assume is a flashlight, I hate to say this, it's not. As much as we would love it to be one, it's not.
And then it was, okay, are there any cars around there? And I was told that there was an unidentified car sitting on my street facing the entrance somewhere around 3:30 or so. And then the flashlights were actually seen on the neighbor's camera, 2 separate flashlights walking in between the yard. The neighbor that has the actual footage swore up and down that there are 2 different circumstances. There was the car with the lights coming towards the car backed up on Kellen and left. And then about 2-ish hours, hour and a half, hour and 42 something, like she said, the time stamp on the video is not working. It is stuck. She said, but you can tell because it's pitch black dark in the middle of the night when the car comes down the street, turns onto Stafford, sits there for about 3 to 5 minutes. The flashlights are coming from 2 different directions in between the yards. They do whatever they're doing around the car. The car backs up Kellen and leaves from Stafford. I'm sorry, backs up Kellen and leaves. And then 2 or so hours later, as the sun is just beginning to come up, you can see the trash truck. And she said, but the trash truck goes past her driveway. She said, you can see the trash truck and the lights and the back of the truck go past her driveway, go up the hill, do its business, turn around, come back down. And then within a few minutes later, the sun is coming up. And then you can see Katie's car leave, Katie's car coming back. And then you can see all the police come in. She said, it's very obvious. So I asked her why the police are saying that that's a trash truck. And she said, I don't know. I'm baffled because I tell you right now, there are 2 different circumstances, and that you can tell there are 2 different time frames.
Go ahead.
All right, guys. She says she's baffled because there are 2 different circumstances and 2 different time frames, and nobody can, for the life of them, understand why Sumner County or the TBI or any of the law enforcement is saying that it's a trash truck, because it's obviously not. And I think she explains it really well here. Jen says it's no garbage truck, no lights split up and go different directions. I agree. And Jen, they're definitely moving independently, in my opinion. I agree.
I'm just going to say those were not trash trucks.
I concur. But why did authorities say it doesn't have any evidentiary value?
I asked that when I called the lead detective, and I flat out told him that I know the neighbor. I've seen the video footage from the very beginning before it was edited. She told me with her own mouth, looking at it herself, there are 2 separate occasions, car, then truck. Why is that? We've had it. He argued with me and told me that he had it broken down. The Secret Service looked at it and they confirmed that in fact it was a trash truck. And I said, I'm telling you, it was not. He said, well, I'm not going to say I argue with you. I was like, okay.
What time does the trash get picked up in the morning? 3:10 a.m. lights. Let's talk about the trash. What do you know?
So our trash gets picked up by J.E. McMurtry Disposal, has for many, many, many years. They used to, a few years back, they would pick up around 6:30ish, but then the bus was coming through and it was making it hard for them to come through with the bus, and all the kids were out and it was just chaotic. So they switched it, and now they go down my street about 5:30, 5-ish, between 5:15ish, 5:20, something like that, every Monday morning. That's going down my hill, though. That's not when they come in and they're going around it. That's when they're coming back down. So, yeah.
I mean, that's an extra, 20 minutes? How long does it take for the trash truck guy to go through the whole entire neighborhood?
And the other misconception is a lot of people are saying that they have to hand dump the trash bin in there. They don't. It's a new truck. They have an arm, and it does it for them. So that was another thing where they're having to pick up these big. No, they're not. They have an arm. They roll it over to the arm, connect it to the arm, and they dump it in. You can hear it. I mean, it's not quiet. It's loud. I mean, you can hear the arm doing all that. So by the time they collect the trash coming up the street, though, not going down it. They're collecting it as they come up. So I guess they're probably in the neighborhood just like around 5, just before 5.
And they're out of there before the buses come.
Yes.
Or the bus comes, or
Absolutely.
You said buses.
Okay, guys, so that's the end of that one. Very interesting because obviously we have Bobby saying she saw the video footage herself. She's explaining it to us and all of that. So I think that it's just important to remember that we're listening to it from someone who saw it with her own 2 eyes. So that would be a firsthand account or a witness statement of events, right? So if it was Bobby saying, well, my neighbor said that this is what was on the footage, that would be secondhand knowledge, right? And hearsay. And that's what we're seeing a little bit of both in this. But I do find her to be believable, Stratton. I do. And I also agree with the real Me Too. They were crazy about people from the start. Nobody was threatening. They were the ones doing that. And again, we have the statements from the Uvalde Foundation right around that time, the United Cajun Navy, because Seth was mentioning in the interview with Caitlin Miller, and he's talking about how he has the United Cajun Navy waiting to assist, and they were meeting out at Volunteer Drive or Volunteer Way. I can't remember which one. Volunteer something. In the beginning, and then they started meeting out at the Rudder. So that's kind of the time period that we're in right now in Sebastian's case, kind of going back, looking at it with a fresh set of eyes. Really appreciated having Libra's take on things as well. So why have they not been brought in and questioned? You know, Sandy, I think they lawyered up really early on. And the reason I think that is because at the 50-day mark, we hear Chris talking to Heather Cohen, and he said that they have an agreement with the police that nobody questions Katie without him present. And the only way that I can see that arrangement working would be as if they had a lawyer. And that Chris was being very he's exaggerating the position, which, because that's one reason that the police will not question you alone is without a lawyer, not without your husband present. Unless your husband has some kind of pull in the area. But I don't think that's the case either. I think Chris was lying and embellishing his relationship with the TBI and Agent Simmons and the whole 9 yards, in my opinion. We might find out something different later. Michelle, good to see you, Michelle. Sebastian had every opportunity to run away every day after school. I don't buy that for a second. That's such a great point, Michelle. So Sebastian was able to get in and out with the code, right? We talked about that as well. He'd get off the bus at 3 o'clock, and I guess Katie might not get home until like 4 or 5, maybe 6 if she got off at 5. Drive time, 5:30 by the time you stop. Volunteer drive. Thank you, Seth. Hey, Seth. Yeah, because I couldn't remember exactly. I didn't want to say the wrong one, so thank you. So yeah, very, very interesting that Chris and Katie are trying to push the narrative that Sebastian just walked out the door when he could have done that in the time that he had after school, right? In the daylight where he could have planned it out a little bit better, etc. So I agree with that. I can't believe that for a second either. Yeah, and fish, Jen, the butt buddy. That doesn't mean that they never question them, right? Well, I mean, it doesn't. I can't say whether they were questioned by the TBI or not. I will say that Chris Proudfoot let us know that he got 13 effing questions and his wife only got 5 on the, when he was telling Jules, the canine handler, and speaking with her. So we do have that as a point of reference, but eh, you know, so. I mean, he could have made it. See, I just feel like somebody would have caught him on camera because they could see the garage door. And I mean, at the very least, we would see someone leaving. And I would have to assume that that was Sebastian. Again, if I'm using deductive reasoning. So say if there was some sort of a mysterious opening of the door and we couldn't really quite see who was leaving out the house, but then Katie was the only one left in the house. Through deductive reasoning, that would make sense, and that would send us in the right direction, right? On in terms of clues. Hey, Barb here. In terms of clues on what might have happened, right? So if we see the garage door opening, but we really can't make out who left, but there was 2 people to begin with, and one person is left, then we're gonna safely say that Sebastian probably went out that garage door. But since we have no indication of that, and it's not been caught on camera, that he didn't walk out the front door or the garage door or his bedroom window, then we would have to believe that the lights would be the answer unless he didn't make it home. Which, of course, I want to explore that a little bit more too, because those are the things that are going to help us figure out where he is and what could have happened after, because we really just don't know. And I heard somewhere that Sebastian didn't have the code. He would call KP and she would open it with her phone app. Oh, I don't know if that's true at all. As far as I know, well, I'll say what Katie said was that he had the code. And then they're like, we're not going to give up that much about our door locks. And it's like, okay, nobody really cares about that. What we're trying to figure out is if Sebastian could have left the house and, locked it behind himself, not beside himself, Katie, but behind himself, or if that is even an option, right? But when we have a house that they're telling us everything was locked up, there was nothing tampered with on the exterior of the home, yet we have a child that is gone in the middle of the night, what are we made to believe? So, the proof would be that somebody left out of the house and then one person came back, in my opinion, if that's the way that it happened. No, I mean, if he wanted to run away, he could have done it being in the garage. His bedroom door. Oh, okay, because they were saying he was sleeping in the garage. I got you, Sandy. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they were saying that. That's another thing that was alleged, and I don't know if that was the reason that CPS was called or not, because it was alleged. I believe they lawyered up right away, Liberty. Yeah, after hearing that kind of confirmed it for me. I was wondering at what point, because obviously they were getting special treatment. And you get that when you tell the police, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm going to get a lawyer. Sometimes that happens, right? They back off. We've also seen that mentality in Mackenzie Sharilla's case, because her dad's like, nobody's going to talk to her without her lawyer. Da, da, da. They're like, she's 18, right? So she's an adult. But still, her father was adamant. And he's like, she's young 18. She's stupid, right? But again, he realized the importance of her not talking without her lawyer present. because everything that you say when you're in custody or when you're at the police or talking to the police, everything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, especially when they read you the Miranda rights. That's when it all gets kicked off, right? Because you understand and know that then. And they say you have a right to an attorney, and when they say that, that's when you ask for your attorney. It's the smartest move, even if you're not guilty, but it does show guilt, in my opinion. I mean, I hate to say it, but it does. But we all have that right to remain silent. So, hello, Nani McPoppins. Good to see you. And they exercise that right. Obviously, Katie seemed to have been pleading the fifth. She'll talk to what's her Holly Ann Thompson, but Barb here says, do we know if they actually took a poly? Just saying Ted Bundy passed his poly, in my opinion. Yeah, we really don't know. Barb, if they did it was with the TBI, to the best of my understanding, if we're to believe them. Thank you, Robini. So, Seth, except for CPS stuff, wonder why. He was treated like shit by CP. He should have been arrested on the spot. I agree. I think they have enough to charge them with a couple of things, in my opinion. One would be abuse and neglect. It's according to how LE is acting if I'd use a lawyer. Well, I mean, I think everybody has that right to determine that, Robini, and you're right. I mean, if they're just questioning you and you have nothing to do with anything, you might not think that way right away off the bat. But then again, if they are getting more aggressive and they're questioning and things like that, it would be a good time to get a lawyer. Now, of course, they can still hold you, or they can arrest you after the fact, right? And then read you your rights then and arrest you. We've seen it play out in a little, different circumstances depending on what's going on. So yeah, gauging that situation is important. But a lot of times, I've watched interrogations and thought to myself, I mean, especially like with Brittany Gosney, like that little girl didn't know her ass from the hole in the ground, and she really screwed herself over because she was just talking and squawking away. And, I don't know that she really understood that part of it. And some people don't, and it doesn't matter. You could read them the Miranda rights and they could say, yeah, I get it. And then they don't really get it though, so yeah, well, you're right. And that's why we're given that right, because we're not automatically guilty, we're presumed innocent until we're proven guilty. So, yeah, I mean, if I was them, I'd get a lawyer, I'm just to be honest. So, yeah, but Seth didn't need one either, Sandy, and that's the thing. I think they realized really quickly that where Seth was and all of that, they were able to confirm that really easily, very quickly, right? I mean, it's another county over. We found out that they have a rivalry and that they don't really get along, but in the same way, that's not really hard to figure out. Chris and Katie have never given us a solid alibi. They've never given us any kind of data that would back up anything they've said. And so that's what's really, in my opinion, frustrating, because Seth has given us everything besides a vial of his blood, and he has nothing to do with his son's disappearance. Yet we have Chris and Katie who have given nothing besides grief, caused a circus, caused the distractions, threatened people, made a spectacle of themselves in the courts, the whole 9 yards. But they've been expected to give nothing in forms of receipts, and they have given nothing in forms of receipts. And if you have those receipts, please email them to me. I'm not trying to spread around any type of misinformation when it comes to this case. But I will say that from what I've witnessed and what I've seen firsthand and watching the podcast and all of that, they've never shown us anything. Even when they had a huge platform to put that information out. Like, for instance, when they go on Queen Bee's panel, she's got thousands of people in her chat, and all they had to do was show Katie's iWatch data, and they didn't. They took the opportunity to sit up there and laugh and joke and play a game. But if they really wanted to get down to the meat and potatoes, and if they're so worried about the public opinion, then they would be producing those receipts. And they haven't. Not one time. Yeah. Well, I mean, in the beginning, yeah, Robini. Well, I would probably have gotten a lawyer for a couple of reasons on that, and of course he had to ultimately to get the CPS reports, or sorry, DCS. I don't know who that guy was, but I did get some pictures, and I do think I might have figured him out. So we'll have to revisit that, Liberty, because I think we got a couple of pictures of him on Facebook. I think somebody sent me that. So yeah, they're acting a fool. CP's always acting a fool, Scranton, and that's the thing. They have every opportunity on huge platforms to debunk and de-escalate more so the situation with the court of public opinion, but they've chosen not to, and that just shows me that they don't have the receipts. And if they do have the receipts, then they're not going to match up with what people have been saying, what they themselves have even been saying. That's my opinion. Yeah, hey this is Leslie B. Good to see you. Lived 45 minutes from where Sebastian was last seen. I've been suspicious of them since day one. I think a lot of people have. I really do, and I appreciate you, being brave enough to stand up against that, because on the internet, where especially YouTube, it's this vacuum. It's this, where these people can make things up and just completely lie. Just lie their asses off, and they know they're lying. It's not like they think they're telling the truth and they're lying. That's a different thing, because sometimes we do think we're saying something that is legitimate, and then we have to go and say, hey, I made a mistake. That's understandable. That's going to happen. That's happened to me. It's happened to everybody on here. And if you don't own it, then I lose respect. But yeah, they are blatantly lying to people and acting like they know more about stuff than they do, which is, on them, so I can't help them out with that. They're going to have to deal with that when they look in the mirror, when they lay their head down at night to sleep. CB says he's bringing the proof, but he has never done it. Exactly. He's got terabytes, Robini. He's got terabytes. It's like, where are your freaking terabytes, bro? So yeah, Nani, and that's a big thing, is the egos. And Seth has said it too. Nani McPoppin says, I agree, Lady Freedom. In my honest opinion, I don't think their egos would have let them not swallow the proof if they actually had it, or not show the proof, excuse me. I was thinking swallow their pride. Not show the proof if they actually had it. Yeah. I just don't understand either, because I would be the first one trying to put that out there, especially if I had a huge platform to do it on, right? And that goes for any of those channels, the bigger channels that they've been on. But they just won't do it for some reason. And I just think I just don't know why they wouldn't take that opportunity. So, you don't think Sebastian had the code to real Me Too? Do you think they opened it from her phone? Because that's interesting. I mean, technology is amazing, so I don't put it past that they could have done that. So this case does. It does. It stinks, Liberty. It does. It stinks to high heaven on every level. It does. It's so frustrating, especially trying to piece together this timeline of events and things like that. Luckily, Pascal hasn't taken down his live streams and things, so we can, so we can revisit these things. And then also, that's why I tracked down this other clip, because I'm like, okay, it's a smaller clip. Let's get this out there March 28th. And, just thinking of the gravity of what Seth had to have been dealing with and is still dealing with to this day, it just really gets my goat. DCS was so heavily involved, and yet he heard it on a podcast. No, I haven't seen those, Sandy. Oh, well, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you just decided to just subscribe. Excuse me, describe. I'm so glad that you're here, Lisa B. Leslie B. Thank you for being here. Little Miss Sharon, thank you for gifting a Lady Freedom's Raw Narratives membership. That's so awesome. If you got a membership from Little Miss Sharon, please say thank you and welcome to the Dragon Tribe. I did update the Discord link, so I'm thinking they should be still good. But if you guys are having trouble, just let me know as well. So, yeah, the real Me Too. I agree. Sebastian should have been found a long time ago. It's pathetic. SCSO won't hand it over to FBI. I'd like to know what they are afraid of. I think a lot of it has to do with the botched investigation. So, oh, is Leslie B got it? Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's wonderful. Welcome to the Dragon Tribe. Yay. Thank you so much, Little Miss Sharon, and also for subscribing too, Leslie. That's wonderful. So I took a polygraph for Nancy Grace. It took hours, and they asked me a lot of questions prior to the exam, then asked if I was truthful with my answers during the exam. Jeez. Oh my gosh, Seth, and Nancy Grace, in my opinion, we can say what we will, but she wasn't messing around, right? She got a really great guy to do the polygraph, and yeah, I mean, you did more to prove your innocence than they did, and that's what I would do. And it doesn't have to do with anything like I'm so afraid of what people think, but if people thought that I did something to my child, I would want them to know that I didn't, and I would want them to look for the person that did. And I think that's what really comes down to, and why, you were working so hard at that, but they never worked hard at that at all. And they had plenty of opportunities. They could have went on Nancy Grace and done that. They could have went on Nancy Grace with you when you went on, right? But they never did work with you like they said they would, you know? Yeah. And I appreciate you doing that for us also, Seth, because it isn't really our business, but knowing that we could at least know where we can put our support for Sebastian is huge. And, you being his voice this whole time has been what keeps Sebastian's army going strong. So she offered to CP. He said, "Name the time and place." Yes, and then dipped out when the time came. Exactly. She said she had it all set up in his area, right? And then he's like, "No, I'm taking one with the TBI." Seth's Sebastian's spirit is always with you, as he loves you very much. That's sweet, Jen. Thank you. So, yeah, Seth is Sebastian's dad. Yeah. Aw, thanks, Leslie. Aw, Sandy. Yeah. So, and that's why it's very upsetting, right? So we'll just do a little bit of a backstory on Seth Rogers as Sebastian's father. So Sebastian was born to Seth Rogers and Katie, right? And they were married for quite some time. And Katie decided to join the Navy, where she met Chris Proudfoot. And then there was the divorce, and they decided to move to Tennessee from California, and Seth went there to be with his son. there was a lot more that went on in between, but just in a nutshell, just showing what kind of dad Seth is, right? Because some dads would stick where they're at and they would let the kids move to wherever they're at. Some parents would do that, right? Not just dads. Sorry, not to just throw dads under the bus there. But he is always going the extra mile for Sebastian. And now he's missing. And on top of that, Seth finds out that there was DCS involvement not once, twice, 3 times, 4, but 5 times in the span from the fall of 2022 until the end of January of 24, right before Sebastian went missing. So that's right, Seth. I'm so glad to hear you say it. I mean, Seth says Sebastian is alive, Jen. I still believe that. I have not lost hope. Yeah, I never want you to lose hope either, Seth. I want Sebastian to be found. We need to find him, and that's why it's important for us to figure out what happened here. Like, did he make it home? Did he not? That's a really important question, I think, because it might help us be pointed in the right direction. So that's right. Well, and we don't know, guys. We just don't know. In this case, we don't know. There's so much that has not been said, and Nani McPoppin says that, in my honest opinion, innocent parent doesn't have to prove their innocence. The vast majority of times, I think the parent's words and actions follow the incident. Yeah, I agree. For lack of a better word at the moment, speaks for them. I think so too, Nani. I think it's well said. And that's the thing. When it comes to these cases, we see the parents in despair. We see the parents having to talk to people they wouldn't typically talk to, getting the word out there, putting themselves in a vulnerable position, and advocating for their child, banging the drum, my child's missing, please help me, right? We've seen that with Seth. With Chris and Katie, they wanted us to be quiet. And that to me is just wrong, Yeah, Seth. And the fact that you've not changed your phone number, you're still in the same place, speaks volumes. That's the actions, So that's right. Yeah, the real me too. Seth, keep faith. Sebastian will come home. Yeah, and like I said, it just doesn't seem as complicated as it is, So yeah, I can't believe she changed her phone number. And the only thing that the police asked Katie to do was stay put, stick around, see if Sebastian comes back. And she couldn't even do that, and that's what really gets me as a mom, because it's not that hard, you know. It's not that hard to just stay there um and I mean, I guess it would be hard to do nothing. But if they said, I need you to stay here in case he comes back, right? You just stay there in case he comes back. But Katie started acting like she was so scared, yet she works for Brink's Home Security and she never put a security camera up with her fears of being there by herself. That wasn't the first thought. The first thought was to flee. And we've seen many parents in these situations that flee. And you can only run for so long. It's only a matter of time. Tick tock, tick tock. So, yeah, Jen, just a better human than I am. Because, like I said, I would just be a lunatic, you know? And Seth has always kept his cool and kept his composure on things, and that would be difficult for me to do. I'm just gonna say I'm a very emotional creature, and I'd lose my shit. Um, yeah, I don't know why. I don't know, Leslie, why anybody would change their phone number when their child is missing. or break their phone or any of that crazy stuff. Yeah, when the search crews arrived, they left town. That's a big red flag, Leslie. That's true. Very true. And all these things are important to consider, right? I mean, everything is important to consider, and then that way we can come up with the best thing, best solution theory. Um, yeah, Scranton, and I will say that too. Um, you're right. Um, some parents would be like, I'm going to go out and look, right? I don't think anybody can say what they would do in a situation like this until they're in it. But I will say that, I do have to retract my statement because it would be tough to stay home. It would be tough to just stay in one spot, right? Um, so yeah, you're right. I might be wanting to go look. So staying put might not be as easy, and they can't give legal advice. The police aren't really going to tell you what to do in that situation. They're just saying the smartest thing would be for one person to stay back, mom, and then let them handle it. So because yeah, Leslie B says I'd be looking too. Yeah, and I think it just makes them more guilty. So no, Sandy, I haven't heard anything about Sebastian's case. No, but I haven't gone over and checked either. Um, Yeah, yeah, I could have sworn they said that they changed it when she went to work with him. Yeah. I don't know if I'm not sure if she changed it then or not. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll be looking over clips and stuff. So if I see it or hear it, we'll play it here. So yeah, you wouldn't, well, and unless you thought he was in another state, but they didn't rush off to any of these sightings. They just said, nope, not him. So they didn't do any of the things that we would expect. Which again, there's no 100% right way to act or wrong way to act, but if we could compile everything Chris and Katie would do, it would kind of be a handbook for the way not to act when you have a missing child, in my opinion. Um, All right, guys. Well, I'm going to hop off of here because I want to get ready for tonight's show. I'm going to see what I can get together for us to do like a little watch party for, which again, I want to get all of this information. And like I said, the more I dive into it, the more little pieces I'm pulling in for us to look at. So, I'm going to work on that during the break, but I'll be back around 11:30 p.m. Eastern tonight for Night Court. So I hope you join us for that. And Scranton, I hope you have the best day. I hope you guys, get everything that you need to do to make it a good experience. And I'm just sending you well wishes for a speedy recovery as well. And all of our friends that we said prayers for, definitely still praying for you guys. So, and I agree with that too. The real Me Too, they stopped communication with Sebastian for or with I'm doing it again today where I'm mixing their names up. They stopped communication with Seth for a reason. And I agree with that too. You know, um, they wanted everybody to be on the same page. And there's something very important about the pact that was made in the first, or tried to be made in the first like 3 days or so, where Chris Proudfoot is trying to get on the same page with Seth, and they made a pact. And I want to talk a little bit more about that as well. But we're still kind of stuck, in this other area here where we're going over these CPS um, reports. I mean, we don't know what's in them exactly, but there's been some things that have been alluded to. So we'll still talk a lot more about that. But as we go along, and the threats and the many, many, many threats. Hello, little Miss Sharon, and thank you. Just the many threats that have happened to anyone who wants to talk about Sebastian. That's the thing. You don't have to do anything. Um, you know, wrong. You just report on the case and spit the facts. So as long as you don't call me pissy pants, I'm okay with that. No, 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 you're not the pissy pants. Oh my goodness. That's right, the real Me Too. And that's right. Um, Scranton. No, and here's the thing. That's why it's so outrageous that Seth was not being kept in the loop on any of this stuff, you know, and it's something to revisit, it's something to talk about. Because again, I don't think it's just isolated to Seth, but in the same way, it's important for us to discuss that when it's a big part of Sebastian's case, right? Because he absolutely has a father. He absolutely has a father who loves him dearly, couldn't live without him, right? I mean, he literally moved from California to Tennessee, right? It doesn't matter. It's where your child is, that's where you want to be, you know? And it's what a parent does, and it's what we expect to see. It's what Sebastian deserves. So, all right, guys, I love you guys all so very, very much, and I will see you guys all next time.